Welcome to the Sunday Community Skirmish for this Sunday, October 26, 2014. I'm Dan, joined today by one Mr. Captain James Tiberius Kirk.
Well, hello, Dan. This certainly feels very familiar being here casting with you.
We've done this before.
Recently? Did we just do this recently?
We might have.
May or may not have been casting guns 2 days ago.
We are getting set up for the first game of the Sunday Community Skirmish today. Of course, if you are watching us, please make sure you're over at robanddan.tv/live. You can see all 4 streams of games today that are available. We'll go from 4 down to 2 and then down to 1 stream. We will edit it as we go along. Pretty easy, pretty easy to handle. Relatively.
That's just a cool thing you guys have going up there. Like
I'm glad awesome. Rob made it and made it easy enough where I can just smack my head on it and make it work.
Dan can just go stream.
Just hit my head on it as hard as possible, and it just works.
Rob literally made it idiot proof.
And I am so grateful for it because I probably would not have been able to make it work otherwise. We're getting set up here. It's going to be Riders versus the Praetorians, SPQR's primary team. Lazy Pandas and a one Mr. Scrubjub piloting.
Scrubjub. Man, he just really. I see a lot of potential in him. But if you could just get out of those novice matches, I really feel like he could shine.
I don't think he's ever seen a novice match. Actually, hold on a second. We're going to pull up Jubjub's profile. He is the leader of SPQR. He is he's almost an across-the-board 45, 45, 45.
What a scrub. What? Oh, man.
He is a level 44 gunner.
Man, I remember when I was across the board 45s back in 45, interestingly enough.
Back in my day. On the rider side of things, Losi and Mentio piloting. Galleon and Mobula combination here on Fight Over Fernfeld, the 2v2 version of the very large map. So this is actually going to be interesting to see. I'm eager to see how these teams enjoy this new map.
I think this is my first time casting an SES on one of the new maps. I think last week with Oracle we got all old maps, Periton, Ambush, etc. So this is this is apparently the first Fernfield competitive match.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just me.
Nope, you are accurate in your assessment. Today's matches, based on how teams like or don't like the new maps, we're actually going to be making decisions for the invitation on whether or not to use them.
Oh, so this is an important match.
Speaking
of important matches,
if teams enjoy these new maps and want to use them for the invitational, we'll use them.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't, and the team say, you know what, we don't want to use these maps yet, we're going to hold off. We're not going to put them in the map roles. Because they're so new, we want to really make sure that, the competitive teams have that good environment to function. New maps may hinder them.
I mean, especially all these teams, Big Bet's really used to the maps that they're used to.
One thing you will notice that I do that Rob doesn't, I have post-processing turned on.
Ooh.
So things are going to be a little prettier here. Starting off with the fancy, that's Dementio's Mobula, a.k.a. Daniel. On the top deck, Hades. Main deck, Artemis. And bottom deck, Caro Flamer. We also have Luosi's Lib ATK. It's his Galleon. On the right-hand side, Karanate Watcha. Left-hand side, Lumber Flak with a Hades support. On the back, a Flare.
And then for the blue team, we have the Boomstick Time, which is a Caro
That name is Cake-tastic.
I approve. That gets my seal of approval. And also this build does Caro Fish with double flamer.
Flamer.
I'm keeping my eye on this one today. And finally, we have the RAS Vulcan, which is Hades Flak, that mid-range Permidian with Banshee Flare on the side.
The SPQR folks, thanks to Holy's primary build, Holy's Holy Roman Army, rather's primary build during the Hephaestus challenge, knows how to use that Hades flak very well.
Yeah, and I mean, I actually really support the build on this map. You know, obviously, no one's an expert on 2v2 Fernfield yet. It's what, barely 2 weeks old, barely 1 week old.
Both teams
Um,
playing this very cautiously, positioning map. One one team is at the very bottom, just crawling through some of these low canyons, and the other, the fancy and lib 8, if we go all the way north, have held up in a open but easily defendable area here, the very far end of the canyons, waiting for something to come through.
Yeah, this is really exciting actually because we're seeing competitive strategies being tested and developed here right now. No one, I mean, once again, brand new map. No one really knows where the best hold up spots are, what the best approach routes are. I mean, of course, everyone's been theorizing, but just now we're seeing these theories come to fruition, and we'll be seeing their effects very soon.
Fancy spotted first along with the boot time. We're going to see that heavy carronade do a little number on the Fancy's balloon shortly if they don't get disabled. There's that first shot. Second shot actually goes into the armor, though. Not exactly what the boomstick time wanted, but pressure is on the Fancy. Pressure also on the boomstick time, though, to stay in the air. LibATK lobbing those shots on it, putting a lot of pressure on the Fancy, though. It's wheeling backwards, trying to stay alive, doing a very good job of that.
Yeah, and Boomstick time has got to be really careful. Goldfish can be very tanky, especially with that permahole, but significantly less tanky when you got that heavy flak pointed at you that the LibATK does have available to bear.
That heavy flak is very frightening, especially to a big target like the Goldfish's balloon whenever it's popped. As it is now, one of those flak shots missed.
Wow, that was really close. In the meantime, the Mobula does go down to that Banshee fire. Oh man, I just love the new Banshee.
A lot of people have complained slightly about the Banshee. Cake's loving it.
Oh, absolutely. We are having we've been using the Banshee since long
boomstick time could go down here. Flak
oh,
shots going
very
in.
low to the ground. Balloon is almost out. Hull is at full, but Goldfish don't have that much hull to start with. And he is in the broadside of the galleon. He is in arming time, but he's just so low. I don't know if it even matters.
Mm-hmm. LibATK getting laid into with that Hades flak, with the flamethrower. It's having issues all over the place. You see those fire set, they're gone.
Wow, that Hades flak, very, very, very accurate. I am used to seeing Hades flak, especially in the Iron Fork, but I mean, this level of accuracy and, you know, competitiveness, it just truly shows how effective this build can be at mid close range.
Looking forward to seeing both these teams in the R&D Invitational coming up here starting November 8th. First day of events is going to be the European bracket, which is going to include the Riders. So one of these teams that you see right now will also be in the Invitational. Vulcan going right at the Fancy, not giving them a moment to breathe. Boomstick time staying very low, sneaking around the side. It's going to come up on the side of the Fancy from the looks of things. LibATK is going to have some decent shots on it, but Fancy hasn't given a spot yet to them. And LibATK is sitting in a dust cloud, or rather a cloud bank.
Boomstick comes right in here on the LibATK, or on the Fancy. LibATK just got a broadside ready to go, and we're just seeing that Lumberjack rip through that balloon, that Hades rip through that hole. Both of these are going to drop at more or less the same time, and then it's just a little bit before that perm is gone.
Oh, there goes the balloon. Armor.
They are in arming time. That Lumberjack is not doing much against the balloon anymore. Fancy is or the Vulcan is still keeping pressure on the Fancy with that Hades flag. He's not going to be able to provide very much support, although that Hades is going down. Hades will be enough to finish it off.
That was absolutely incredible.
Incredible
work.
I did not like that move by the Boomstick right there. A little bit of overextending. You know, he was just so low, and they must have known that Galleon was somewhere nearby.
Very, very intense so far. 2-1, just barely in favor of SPQR. It was disastrously close, though, and is still disastrous. LibATK is lining things up.
I mean, Boomstick time spawns as close as he possibly can. We're much closer to red spawn than blue spawn right now. Aria's Vulcan, it looks like he's trying to retreat under this arched sort of structure behind him.
I'm not sure that's going to work. He had a Lib ATK got a very good disable on the Vulcan there with that Watcher Barrage.
Balloon is down. Oh, the flak will be coming in any moment. He's on the close range side,
Yep.
so that
Yes, he
Watcher
is.
takes about half their perma. Their balloon is also very much down. They're going to eat dirt, or water, rather. Going for a swim. That's the term.
They are taking a bath. Bump. Stops their oh, goodness. 2-2.
A little bit of explosive damage. Comes in, finishes them off along with the impact damage from the ground. 2-2. Both are Fancy, however, is at about 1/5 perma. And it's a Mobula. So, I mean, he is not exactly... although the score is tied, the engagement definitely favors the Praetorians right now.
As it stands, the fact that we're counting armor, I think shows exactly how close this is.
Yeah, I agree 100%. This is wow, quite the starting match that we get to cast here. Two very, very skilled, very competitive teams here, duking it out in round one. Not even the
round
semifinals.
The Vulcan and Boomstick Time, they're holding very close to this mountain ridge. Oh,
there's a pause. Yeah, there's a pause on this. Thomas apparently DC'd. So pause has been confirmed by the... Oh, I guess, all right, I guess that's it. Just a short little... Oh, wait. No, are the main engineers also called Thomas?
Thomas
I'm sure that doesn't get confused.
What's going on?
Thomas DC'd.
I'm fine.
It's like it's like the problem we have with Dan and Cake.
There are enough Dans or Dan facsimiles
in Cake to fund a small army. I seriously want a ship that's just all Dan, and the ship is just called Dan.
Well, here's the strange part. As far as I know, Tiberius was the first Dan in Cake.
Yes, I believe so.
Then I joined.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had a gentleman named Renaud join. Which is...
he sounds just like Dan, like
so
here's
the joke. Here's the joke. Despite the fact that Tiberius was first, I call myself Dan Prime.
Yes, he's Tiberius is Dan Berius.
No. Tiberius is Dan the Third.
Is he? Well, because he's Tiberius the Third. I call him Dan Berius.
And Renaud is second Danny, so we have first, second, and third. I find this very silly.
Second Danny, of course, a pun on secondary.
Yes.
Dan Prime, like Cave Prime.
Cave Prime.
Chariots.
There are some times where I come into mumble for a few minutes, and the first thing I say is chariots.
Because no, you don't understand. Renaud sounds exactly like Dan. And while we've got engagement.
Yeah, Lib ATK has been spotted, as has Boomstick Time. Fancy is sitting just a little bit behind it. The SPQR folks, not a good situation. They're charging straight at the broadside of a galleon. Boomstick Time eating a lot of damage very quickly.
But he is also closing distance just as fast. He is cruising up alongside the Lib ATK, going into their short range side. Oh no, it's rising up. He's about to take a Hwacha. Minimal damage. He loses 2 engines, both of his turners, which should be up shortly. His balloon is also out to that carronade, but I mean, that could have been a lot worse than it was.
Fancy going down!
Good flak from the Vulcan. I mean, Boomstick just distracted the galleon while Vulcan cruised in low. That was a great approach.
Woo!
That was a really good approach, because I like the positioning that that the riders had with the Mobula slightly behind the galleon.
I loved that positioning. It was great positioning.
But I mean, that approach was just better. I mean, they distracted the galleon with the Goldfish, who was quicker, and while the Pyramidion, who had a little bit more damage potential, was able to cruise in right below it.
Look at those 2 ships just absolutely crushing that galleon. You don't see this too often, folks. Mostly because galleons aren't usually brought to competitive matches. It takes so much damage to eat through a galleon.
However, so little disable. One Artemis can lock down a galleon. One burst Artemis can lock down a galleon fairly easily. But, I mean, just look at all the damage things taken. Fancy does spawn back in, but just not enough time.
This is a meat grind scenario. Fancy did try to get in there, as Kirk just mentioned. Not coming in time, though.
I mean, he was, but he was just facing the wrong way, and that Mobula just took too long to turn around and get those guns to bear. Galleon was already down, and they're just going to follow Fancy to the ground. Even if that Galleon spawns in, I don't know if he'll have enough time to save his ally.
Fancy is drifting quickly. Is he? He is burning kerosene, or was rather. Starting to take some shots though. Boomstick time, getting in on that balloon. Oh my god, that last flak shot would have finished them off.
Just missed. This flak is coming in, even though it is within arming time. It's still going to take one shot.
Boom. That was. I think that was a lot closer than the score described.
Yeah.
The ending was 5-2, but that was extremely close. And I feel like if the writers had simply let that third kill go and say, okay, we're gonna reset, I think things would have gone a lot differently.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I mean, those last 3 kills happened very quickly within the span of, I'd say, like 2 to 3 minutes.
Absolutely.
Which is
Water
insanely
hazard.
fast for Guns of Icarus.
Water hazard is going to be the next map.
Oh, really?
We're also
we get to re-lobby. Yay!
We do need to re-lobby. While we do that, though, we're going to go ahead and bring in Caster to replace me.
Uh-oh.
Because my voice is hoarse. Brick actually did show up here.
Oh, okay. So am I hopping over on his stream?
No, he does not have a stream.
Okay, so he's
joining this call, and you two are casting.
Okay. Okay, all right. And he's grabbing... Okay, I don't have to do anything and just sit here, do what I'm doing, but with Brick.
Yep. Alrighty, Brick has joined us. We're going to go ahead and move forward here. Brick, good to have you here. Brick?
Brick.
I think we have Brick.
I see his little box here in our call.
The only thing we're missing is a camera image of him screaming into the microphone.
His wonderful, wonderful voice.
And his beard.
And the beard. And all of these things are missing, and each one makes me incrementally more sad. All right, where are we? Rider versus Praetorians.
We're going to go ahead and turn off the game capture here for just a moment while we type in the super secret password. There we go.
I'll just join on you.
I'm trying to figure out if Brick is okay.
I mean, he's here. Kind of, Brick. Do you know how to use the? Reach out to us, Brick. Send us a sign.
Smoke signals work perfectly okay.
Communicate to us from the great beyond.
Remember, join us here on twitch.tv/The Rob and Dan Show and robanddan.tv/live. We are so glad you decided to join us today. We have no other scores being reported in yet from any of the other games at all.
So we finished first?
Yeah, we finished that one up pretty quickly, I feel. Well, what time is it? Oh, yeah, that only took about
15 minutes.
15 minutes. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that wasn't really. I mean, that was a good match too. It was really quick, but
5-3 in favor of Cake. First Cake game there.
Woo!
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Are you ready for birthdays to happen?
Oh man, I'm really hoping Cake pulls through and gets their second match as well, so I can cast my babies.
Yo babies.
My babies. All my babies. I got a big old family. Got so many babies.
That's not creepy at all.
Yep, 3-5 Cake.
Hopefully, a one Mr. Brick Hardcastle will be joining us here. Uno momento.
Uno momento. Oh, it appears as though we were wondering who the Stratosphere is. It appears to be a combination of Sacrilege and the Clan. So it's one of those. Hey, you got a ship, we got a ship. Let's go SCS and come up with a funny name for ourselves.
Well, I'll be damned.
So I mean, this is not. I mean, so that was not just some ballpark new clan. that Cake just 5-3. That was Sacrilege and the Clan. Just a little perspective. But by the way, I am for all of you who are unaware, I am the leader of Cake, so I am slightly biased, just a little bit, just a little bias.
Just a little bit.
Oh, I don't want to leave this lobby.
Why would you want to leave that lobby?
Oh, I was trying to escape the full screen, and I still had the guns window technically selected.
There's your problem.
Oh, there's your problem.
There's your problem.
Oh, just need to find Brick's problem.
You know,
he's
we'll
gone.
see.
Is he
We'll
gone?
see.
I think he left the call. It
He
appears.
left the call. It looks like he's having audio issues.
Oh, great, my favorite.
It looks like he may be having PC issues in general. So we'll get him in whenever he's able. We're not going to hold back the games though, for that.
Cool. Dan's a trooper. Dan's a trooper.
Well, no, it's a simple. Okay, well, we got games we got to play. We got tons of games to play today. Brick will get plenty of shots. Brick will have plenty of time.
Brick, of course, no stranger to competitive casting.
He's also no stranger to love.
He believes in a thing called.
He knows the rules, and so do I.
No, too far. One step. You've gone one step over the line this time. You've gone too far this time.
Have I crossed the PC line, as one might say?
Is it too late to say I'm busy for SCS today?
No.
Gotta think. Oh, let me. That's my phone opening and closing because I'm so excited to get this text from Mr. Bossman.
You don't even have a job, Kirk.
Mr. Bossman, listen. That's Mr. Bossman. That's Mr. Bossman, and not Super Smash Bros. For the 3DS. That was. That's who that was. He is saying, oh gosh, I don't know this game well enough to know what the characters say when I select them, so I could have someone say something humorous.
Brick, have you joined us successfully? Perhaps, maybe.
We'll send us a little text message somewhere.
He's in the Zoom call with us. We promise you guys, we're not talking to thin air. None of us.
It's like talking to a brick wall.
Whoa!
Heyo!
That was bad. Brick.
Hello.
Brick. There we go.
Hey!
So while competitive lobbies of Icarus happens, go ahead and get yourself in game here, and you and Kirk will go ahead and cast these games.
Yes, indeed, it's no longer like talking to a brick wall. It's like talking to a brick hardcastle here, as I finally managed to conquer my Zoom problems and get in. Oh dear. Yes, much apologies, folks. I derped up with my time zones today. But luckily, Kirk has come in to be the hero, as he always is.
Woo! Got it. I am the only one who can save the day, every day.
This is
Yes,
actually...
it is.
This is a rare treat. We have two different clan leaders
Oh.
casting together.
Oh.
Man, if only our clans were fighting, that would be the event to stream.
Yes, it would indeed. I have streamed with, imagine, not a clan leader, but part of the Merry Men. And yes, that was interesting, the biases that come into it. But of course, there will be no biases tonight. We're here for a good game. If I could just get into it.
Oh, it's starting up now. So while you're logging in, I'll go ahead and I'll take the first set of ships loadouts while you log in, and you let me know, and I'll take the second as well if you're not quite here yet. So we've got Water Hazard again, one of the brand new 2v2 maps. It's not a new map. There was a 3v3 variant that's been around for quite some time. Just recently in the last patch, it was scaled down to 2v2. brand new. No one really knows what's going on, the strategies that are going to be employed. So once again, we see a lot of innovation today. All right. For the red team, we have the Deicide, which is that Rider Galleon. Very similar build to last time, but slightly different. On the left side, we have a Hades Lumberjack Hwacha. And on the right side, we have Double Carronade. The Lib ATK is the other red Galleon. They have the build that we saw last match with the Hades Fleck Lumberjack on the left side and Caro Hwacha. So double Galleons for the red team here on Water Hazard. That should be interesting. Brick, are you in, or do I need to take the blue team as well?
You need to take the blue team as well, sir.
Gotta do everything here. You gotta pull your weight, man. All right, so the blue team, once again, we have the Boomstick time, piloted by Lazy Pandas, which is Carofish, Double Flamer, delicious. And the RS Vulcan, I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, I guess. It got that Hades Flak, once again, Banshee Flare on the side. So, similar build, actually the same build from the blue team. Red team has switched their Mobula for a second Galleon. Water Hazard is a much more open map than Fernfield in terms of hard cover and cloud cover, especially when you get closer towards the flight ceiling, as you know, these sort of stalagmites by nature get a little thinner at the top.
I heartily agree with you there, and I may even be able to give an informed opinion as I'm actually joining the game now.
Crew Brick Hardcastle has joined. Wonderful. Welcome to the match, Brick. You sure took your sweet time.
Yes, I did. Of course, I had to sort out all the M&Ms in my bowl. They weren't all brown like I specified. I'm a bit of a diva when it comes to Guns of Icarus casting, but hopefully I will be getting in now. Loading level data. Come on.
Don't worry. Nothing's going on right now. The SPQR has taken a low position over on the far east side, while the riders come around circling counterclockwise through the south. It should be another couple of minutes before we see any engagements.
Brilliant. And I'm actually in now.
Wonderful.
Right. Okie dokie doodles. I believe this would be, is this the Praetorians versus, or is it the Centurions?
This is the Praetorians.
Right, the Praetorians versus the Riders. Yes, right. Now, here's a match I have seen before plenty of times. These two, definitely two top-tier teams. Interestingly, it seems to be very popular with the Riders lately to go for that double Galleon build. What's your opinion on that double Galleon build, Kirk?
I mean, we don't see a lot of Galleons in competitive because they are so vulnerable to disable. So those heavy guns take a long time to get up and running, and they're giant targets. However, we're seeing minimal long-range disable from the blue team, the Praetorians. I mean, they've got that Carofish, which a heavy clip carronade is absolutely devastating to components, but you really have to close the distance first. And then the RAS Vulcan, which is, of course, Hades Flak, that major DPS sort of mid-range build. So until that Goldfish gets in close with that, Carronade and Double Flamer, there's not a lot of disable that can go on against those Galleons. So, especially on a nice open map like Water Hazard, this has some definite potential to get working.
Yeah, it definitely does. However, I've just got a feeling like just how wide open this Water Hazard map is. I mean, it's not going to be as effective, I feel, just kind of flanking close range or coming through the clouds as it is on something like Paraton or Canyon. I mean, just look at how wide open this map is and how relatively few clouds there are.
Even with the wide open and relatively few clouds, we're a couple minutes into this match, and the first spot is probably going to come down here. Here it is. We have spots down. The approach is coming in on the blue team.
Now, I have a feeling, yeah, but I mean, this approach is pretty telegraphed. Already, the Liv ATK is starting to fire on the Boomstick. A few missed shots there, but major focus fire starting to rain in on the Boomstick. This was not a good approach for him, I feel.
Oh, they took a heavy flak in the middle of that one. RS Vulcan is hitting the Deicide a little bit, but the Boomstick is very much licking its wounds right now behind some hard cover.
And like RAS Vulcan is not going to get anything done 2-on-1 like this. He's gotta back away. Again, like I was saying, it is just so much harder to approach these kind of long mid-range ships with the kind of build that the Praetorians have on a map like this.
RAS Vulcan, however, does do some really good job getting behind the hard cover of this stalagmite here. Manages to avoid losing any permanent hull for the time being. He's getting a lot of damage right now. Is that heavy flak gonna land? Just misses.
I mean, this is almost kind of reminiscent from certain positions on dunes. It's just these like we used to see with the gents. I mean, they can just stick in this one location where they've got lots of vision, and they can just fire long range with these big heavy guns to their heart's content.
Yeah, I agree. This is very reminiscent of some of the older matches. The boomstick time making its approach now does get out the balloon on the Lib ATK, but at what cost? He is very quickly losing a lot of things. Closes into the arming time of these guns. However, the DS side is just going to spin his close range side and rip boomstick apart.
You say that, but they're taking a little longer than I'd expect to turn. But now, yes, those double carronades are now on the money. The boomstick time just taking it completely. Both balloons of both Praetorian vessels are now disabled. This is just a losing game here. Once your balloons are down, they just keep going down.
Yeah, and I mean, these galleons, of course, with their absolute horrendous vertical acceleration, does make them a little slower to dip down. No problem taking out that Permidian there.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I mean, once the Blenderfish has lost the vertical advantage, I mean, those double carronades will keep beating that single carronade every single time, as we're seeing here.
I mean, it's just numbers. 2 is more than 1.
Yeah, I mean, the Praetorians, if they don't have the advantage on the initiate, if they don't have the better position, then they're just going to lose to the superior firepower.
Absolutely. The Goldfish has lower armor, lower hull, less heavy weapons to bear. I mean, the only thing it has on it is its better speed and maneuverability and that forward-facing gun. So we're going to need to see some smart plays.
You couldn't even use it there to escape either, just the overwhelming firepower of these galleons.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a mismatch for any sort of direct assault. Last match with that Mobula, it was definitely a weak point that we saw the Praetorians definitely poke at. But with this double galleon, it's, oh gosh, and it looks like they're pretty happy with their location right now.
I mean, I cannot blame the Praetorians too much, I mean, for this, because, I mean, obviously, the 2v2 meta on Water Hazard is completely unexplored territory here. And I feel, I mean, I feel this might become a lot more common, just the long-range, kind of mid-range sort of builds, having a greater dominance on this map.
Yeah, I mean, 3v3 Water Hazard, I mean, a much larger map. However, we see very few competitive matches going on there that aren't associated with something, you know, like the Timmy B tournament or something that has some sort of gimmick that is not just straight up, you know, play standard rules and win.
There was the Hemlock Raper tournament that was basically like that, but that was bloody ages ago. That's 2013.
I was about to say that was before even my time, Brick.
Yes, indeed. Way back in the ancient Neanderthal times, in 2013,
back when Gat Flak was the meta.
That back then, us and teams like the Paddling and they were called the Corvus Marauders back then. We were just kind of like doing the proverbial banging flint against rocks to try and make fire. But dude, now, of course,
I feel like this stream is going to turn into two old men reminiscing. I mean, you of course being a little bit have a couple of guns years on me, but I've certainly spent my fair share of time in this game.
Yes, don't you forget it, Sunday. But anyway, rattling my Zimmer frame aside, it seems that the Rider team aren't just camping here; they are moving. They are circling around the perimeter of the map. Just they've got this great overwatch on the center. I mean, wherever the Praetorians could be, I mean. They're going to see them. I mean, the Riders are going to see them coming, I feel.
Yeah, I mean, they've been circling counterclockwise pretty much since the match started, and they have spots down now. I don't think we're going to see much engagement.
I mean,
There's plenty of
you can
hard cover.
look at this flare between these two sort of rickety rope bridges here. I mean, it's there, but it's just completely unnecessary because there's just no clouds. There's no clouds in the center at all.
Do you see those bridges over there? Which bridges? Those bridges.
Exactly. I mean, you don't even know which ones I'm talking about because the flare's already disappeared here.
Mhm.
It's almost. I mean, there's a couple just teeny little clouds rolling up in front here now, but those can be easily flared.
Yeah, I actually noticed that flare, and I didn't say anything because I thought maybe I was missing a cloud in my game, or I was getting a little graphical glitch or something. I was really far away. I thought maybe it hadn't rendered or something. Oh man, I mean, we're just seeing.
Now you see here the flares are starting to come into the clouds now. I'm finding it hard to figure out how the Vulcan and the Boomstick are going to parlay an approach to their advantage here.
Especially since they've both been. I mean, the Boomstick has been spotted. They know where the Vulcan is. It's going to be so hard. We need to see something really, really, really clever from the Praetorians to turn this one around.
Absolutely. I mean, I just hate to say, like, I mean, a build order loss, but I feel it could be a build order loss here for the Praetorians.
Yeah, I mean, it's no fault of theirs. This may well be their first competitive match on 2v2 Watered Hazard.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're gonna kind of explore, what the new meta will be for this map, I mean, probably better to do it in a Sunday community skirmish than the upcoming Robin Dam Invitational Tournament.
Hashtag shameless plug.
There you go. Absolutely shameless.
Oh man. Boomstick, I mean, is just sitting right on the other side of this hardcover, poking his nose out of carronade range. I mean, he is just tired of waiting. He's closing the distance now, but it's very much turning into what we saw the first time around.
Yes.
Heavy watcher, heavy flak, and he is just down to a sliver of permahull. Oh gosh, that goldfish just evaporated, held on by a thread.
I mean, that kind of Hades and flak are coming into support, but it's going to take a while to kill a galleon with that Hades flak, and they're not getting any disabling done with that flak either.
Yeah, I mean, if the flak is not a disabling weapon, it's a double explosive. It's for killing exposed hull. I mean, it can set a couple of fires, but they've got all their guns chemmed.
And now the RAS Vulcan. Oh, nice little drive-by with the Flamer on the dare side as the Boomstick time comes in on the Lib 80k. Now, here's where it gets awkward for the riders. I mean, do they turn their short-range guns, or do they keep trying to focus with those long-range ones?
Ooh, bounce for the Boomstick time did not probably go the way they anticipated that one to go. They're a little low, a little out of position. Their guns can't quite hit, while the Lib 80k is just landing there on the... Ooh. Did they just grind out? Did they just grind out against the Lib?
Yes, I believe they did. And I think the dare side offered some support with its short-range carronade. Just excellent.
Heavy flak is coming in on that Vulcan.
I mean, I like the way the dare side there, it was using both its short-range side to fire on the goldfish that was attacking its ally, and its long-range side to continue suppressing the Vulcan.
And there goes the Vulcan. I mean, I think this was just a build mismatch. Brand new map aside, Watered Hazard. You're at least familiar with it and how open it is. And
yes.
I mean, why would you not? Oh, did they just surrender?
I'm not entirely sure.
So what happened was, in order to save time for the third game on the overtime, the SPQR folks decided, okay, we're just going to surrender and we're going to go on to game 3.
Oh, I see. I mean,
yeah, they want to save their overtime for later because they knew there was no way they were going to win that one.
Okay, that makes sense. It wasn't a give up. It was a tactical decision where there's a very low probability we're going to win this match. Let's save time for the finals. Which I mean, that's a move I could get behind. I can definitely see where they're coming from on that one.
Absolutely, I agree. I was probably the best decision given the rules at play here.
Yeah, and anyway, as I was saying, it was a map mismatch, but also I think a build mismatch. A water hazard is a little bit more open. I don't know why you wouldn't bring one Artemis or one Mercury somewhere to try to keep those heavy guns down on the galleon.
I mean, I remember when the first time, somebody finally beat the paddling. It was because, here we go, old-fashioned stories.
Oh man!
But I'm only mentioning them because this double galleon starting to come back into vogue. I mean, the paddling mainly used a kind of a sort of a long-range galleon
and a junker,
kind of a junker or a pyramidion as a sort of an interceptor and support. And the only way, they finally managed to break through those heavy guns is the raft used a clever kind of merc on the front to disable those heavy guns as they came in. And once they come in, they managed to just dance around the galleon and finish them off with DPS. And you're right. You might need kind of just that one merc or that one Artemis to kind of take down those big destructive heavy guns as you're coming in, even if you are going to go for short range strategy.
Yeah, and that's the counter galleon. One of the really big falls of the galleon we saw was the introduction of the Mobula. I feel, at least, with all of those weapons pointed in one direction. One of the major drawbacks of some of the long-range weapons suffer from things like low turning speed, low turning arcs, certain angles are restricted, or arming time. And a Mobula, which has a whole lot of guns pointing forwards, can advance and retreat to deal with the arming time. The guns, the arcs are more or less the same to deal with the low turning speed and occasionally low arcs. So you can get a lot of long-range disable potential moving in on a single galleon target, which of course cannot control an engagement distance with its port and starboard guns.
Yes, indeed. And anyway, it looks like we're getting on to another match on Battle on the Dunes. Just quickly remind me. Is this the second game in the series?
This is the third.
This is the third, right?
Praetorians won, Riders won the second one. So this is the tiebreaker.
I see.
This one's for all the marbles.
All the proverbial marbles, yes.
All the literal marbles. You don't know there's a prize today.
There's a prize.
Yeah.
We're giving marbles away to the
all of them. All of the marbles.
Right. Okay. Well, I see that is how Dan has decided to circumvent international taxation laws, the marble loophole, as it's called. That too.
All right. So there's all the marbles. All the marbles. Is there some sort of delay in the lobby? Nat asking what's the problem?
From what I've been able to tell, the teams are actually going through their selection process right now.
Okay.
And making sure they have the ships they want.
Okay, so they've got the... Oh, because we can't... So you can't do the ready up thing? The ready up rules that we initiated recently? Are we having problems with that with the new patch?
Yeah, well, you see, I believe as soon as one captain clicks ready, it starts down the timer. So
Okay.
yeah, that whole kind of ready up rules that were experimented with. You can't do them anymore.
Because then that just starts.
Yeah, because even one captain readying up will start the timer, and another one will make it go much faster.
Okay. So yeah, so we've got just. Okay, so a captain then now just says ready.
Yeah, it's back to the old-fashioned teams. Just I guess pick until they're both happy with happy with each other, I suppose.
Oh boy, that was man, shame. I actually kind of liked that ready up thing. There was a lot of back and forth.
I think that something
we do
like
have
that
on the timing right now. Scrim has posted an update in our chat. Private lobbies are the same as the week before. Mezu is timing them at the moment.
Okay. Yeah, I see 2 minutes, 1 minute, and that's until a team starts, or is that until the match starts? I'm sorry.
I
Until a team has
believe
to lock
that
in.
is till match start.
Okay. All right. So.
All right. Well, I mean, you've still got the timers to kind of keep things moving along smoothly. But to be honest, for a really kind of high stakes tournament, I would be very happy to let teams just take as long as they feel they need. I mean, you could say that picking your builds arguably is as much a part of the game as the game itself. I mean, what would your opinion be on that?
Oh, what was that, Dan?
Coming up for the R&D Invitational, teams are going to have a very short time to pick the build. We're not gonna screw around with a lot of the lobby stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's there's a lot of counterplay with the builds, and because of that, I think it should be as fair as possible for both teams to select builds, so we're not just running in circles of teams picking counters for each other. That's why I personally liked the sort of switchback system, because it gives each team an equal as possible amount of information about what the other team is building.
I suppose so, but I mean, I just feel there's that kind of that chicken aspect to picking each other's build. It's like just both teams coming to a consistent. Well, I'm confident this build can beat you guys, but the other team also has to be confident of that. So they're not rushed. They're both confident. I kind of prefer that, but I mean, on the other hand, yeah, I can understand time concerns are an issue as well.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, to each their own. Moving on, we've got a match to do. So on the red team, the Riders, we have the Fancy Immobula, piloted by Dementio, aka Daniel, which is a Hades on the front with Caro Flamer below and Artie's out on the wings. And we have the Lib Clutter. Is that sure sounds right? Lib Clutter, which is another Mobula, this time piloted by Luosi. We're seeing riders bring two of the same ship once again. With this one, though, has a Merc top, Caro Flamer below, and Artemis is out on the wings.
Right, well, I'm afraid you'll have to do the loadouts again because my Guns Vicarus is crashing.
Wow, you need to get your act together, Mr. Hardcastle. I've just got to do everything.
Hang on, I'm loading in now. But yeah, you'll still have to do it.
Okay.
No, I can do it.
Oh, you can do it!
I got it. On the loads of money, captained by Lazy Pandas, we have a top deck Mercury, Artemis wings, and a Carronade Flamer bottom. And on the RAS Squid Assassin, captained by the indomitable Thomas, we have a front Carronade, a side Carousel, and a rear Flamer.
Wow, I hopped into loadout so quick. I didn't peek at the ships beforehand. We have a Squid brought to competitive on Bet on the Dunes.
On Dunes, yes. I mean, I've seen Overwatch try stuff like this before during the Sky League, as I recall. And also, I think they might have tried it a bit in the Hephaestus as well, but I can't remember. In any event, though, I think it's going to be... I can see why they would be using a Squid. I mean, that Squid could quite easily... dance into the blank side of those mobulas and cause all sorts of chaos. But the approach is what's going to be difficult for that Squid.
I agree with that, definitely. Do we have an exact copy? I feel like when you read over the loadout of the loads of money, it was very deja vu. Is the load of money and the Lib Clutter the exact same build?
Well, I at least would imagine it would be similar in that it's got a Merc on the top and Artemis wings. That is extremely popular as far as mobulas go, and there's usually the close range guns, which are kind of interchangeable on the bottom.
It's Caro Flamer. It's the Caros and the Flamer are on the flop side, but they've got the same paint job. They've got the same, guns with only the lower decks flip flops.
Well, aesthetics aside, it looks to me like they've got the loads of money, which is going to kind of act as the suppressive fire ship, and that's going to sort of distract the mobulas to allow the Squid Assassin to be an assassin and kind of, sneak around behind them, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, him taking Squid Assassin taking advantage of one of the very few points of hardcover on this map, the ribs, which we often see used for approaches on this spawn here. Squid Assassin, I mean, getting in fairly close while loads of money lands a couple of shots.
This is quite clever because, I mean, ideally the Lib Clutter and the Fancy would like to focus on the same target because, I mean, just whittling down a ship with a Merc or it looks like a Hades in the case of the Fancy and 2 arts is going to take a little while. It's going to take some sustained fire. So, I mean, if the Praetorians can split the fire...
Loads of money is closing in.
Yeah.
Loads of money is closing into Caro Flamer range. And
bloody hell, they are. You're right.
And it appears to be working for them. They've, I mean, already pulled the advantage on this. Their balloon is, I mean, going down quickly, but the Lib Clutter's balloon is already down. Squid Assassin closing on the Fancy, getting a little bit of heat off the loads of money, but are they going to be able to do it quick enough? I don't think they will.
Squid Assassin's got the tail of the Fancy now. Oh, wait.
Squid Assassin has a tail of both of these ships right now.
But loads of money's taken a lot of focus fire as he was coming in.
I mean, the Squid, that was a beautiful move. The Squid just does not have the DPS it needs. It might be able to actually...
What I was intoning at is my slightly long-winded point there. Was that what the Praetorians did? They managed to break the focus of the Rider team, and that managed to let them get in close. But unfortunately, as you say, the Squid could just not do the damage fast enough to stop those 2 Mobulas from focusing down the loads of money.
Yeah, I mean, the Squid Assassin is definitely doing an excellent job staying alive, popping balloons, moving around, using that new Banshee, which is fairly effective against balloons, all things considered. I don't agree with this move right now, the runaway with these 2 Mobulas, which is ironic that I say. With, I faced this challenge. It's still fresh in our minds. Squid Assassin just turns tail and runs. However, he does manage to escape from those Artemises and those Mercuries.
That is an advantage, you always have of picking the Squid, is that, I mean, a lot of engagements, at least the Squid can get away. At least it won't be a wipe. At least it won't be a 2-0 instead of a 1-0. And I mean, that means, I believe, that the Praetorians can parlay that into, they'll have a lot more tries at a good engage.
And once again, we see another. This is a more direct approach by the Squid Assassin, as opposed to attempting to move around the side. No spots, though, interestingly enough, so that
very bold, extremely bold play here by the Squid Assassin, just banking on his maneuverability to be able to duck and dive around the Mobulas, drawing their focus away, allowing the loads of money to get their shots in on the Fancy unanswered.
Oh boy, I mean, Fancy, of course, loses armor, goes up to avoid the absolutely horrendous upward arcs of that Artemis, and managed to get minimal perma damage. I mean, despite both of these engagements going impressively well for the Praetorians, both of these Mobulas have lost. They still have more than half of their perma.
They've split their focus, though, which is exactly what the Riders want. And if the Squid Assassin can get underneath and behind the Fancy, then the Fancy could be in trouble. But Squid Assassin, it's not. He's turning into the Fancy's arcs. This is a problem.
Yeah, I mean, this is just the Squid is of course much more maneuverable than the Mobula, but I believe the Mobula has better vertical maneuverability.
Mobula has excellent vertical maneuverability there. I feel the Squid Assassin should have stayed underneath the Fancy rather than just going right on past, and I think now he's paying the price as all those Hades shots are on target.
Yeah, I'd like to see Squid Assassin do a little bit more balloon blocking. I think he's trying to make sure his gunner stays in arc, but if he could just keep the balloon between those Artemis and his hull, he'd be looking a lot nicer right now.
And just all this time, loads of money has just been wearing down the Lib Clutter. The Squid Assassin has succeeded in splitting the focus. He has succeeded in making it difficult for these 2 Mobulas to get the kind of focus sniping they like to have.
Lib Clutter, one more shot. Lib Clutter down. Loads of money can now focus on the Fancy. However, we have to remember we are in red spawn, so we're going to be seeing.
Oh, but Squid Assassin might be about to go down here.
Armor's back up very quickly. One of the huge advantages of that Squid is that armor can just be back up. 4 spanner hits. that's 2 spanner hits if you got 2 people working on it.
I mean, there's not a lot of it, but it can be repaired very quickly.
Yeah, very, very small window to do a lot of explosive damage, which I don't think those Artemises are quite able to take full advantage of. Squid Assassin looking for the Lib Clutter, probably going to see him here any second. Yep, there he goes, closing in on him as fast as his little squiddy engines will take him.
Oh, the Squid Assassin.
Oh, did not
got
make it.
taken down. And now the Fancy is moving into cover away from the loads of money. And once again, the Praetorians are behind. And now the loads of money getting focused. The armor's down. Hits on the permahull.
Yeah, I mean, the Squid definitely had. I would have much preferred to see the Praetorians bring a Blenderfish instead of a Squid, especially against 2 Mobulas. That front gun, of course, a little bit easier to disable, but it has only slightly less speed. It's got more armor. It's got more perma. It's got more or less, slightly less maneuverability, but I think the pros of that slightly tankierness and more damage potential outweigh the cons of being a little bit slower.
And loads of money. I mean, it had committed itself already. It's going to take a very, very long time for a Mobula just wide open like that to just escape. And they just got focused down by the Lib Cluster and the Fancy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I tell you what, I was really excited to see the Squid. I mean, I thought, oh man, this is gonna be really cool. I'm really curious to see what they're gonna do with this, but I think a Goldfish just would have been a better option. You don't sacrifice too much speed or maneuverability. You gain a lot more tankiness and firepower.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. And
a Blenderfish against Mobulas, I mean,
I have
it's like a Blenderfish against Junkers.
I have a quick score update from the other games. Cake, taking the traditional Cake strategy of, hey, we have more points, let's wait, got a timeout win of 3-4 on their second map, and they are going to move forward in today's events. Also, in addition, 5-4 win for the Centurions. They are moving forward as well. That's all I got.
Thank you, Dan, for the score update from back home. All of you watching robanddan.tv/live, however, could have been up to date on that as it was happening, as we have all the streams going at the same time. How cool is that?
Excellent plug there.
Nailed it. You're welcome, Dan.
Thank you.
Absolutely nailed that plug.
The Squid Assassin now just kind of hovering around the kind of max range for the Lib Cluster and the Fancy, doing a good job of drawing their fire away.
Yeah, lots of
loads of money comes in from behind.
If they can snipe an engine out, nah. Their Fancy's turning around. Lib Clutter is turning around now. If they had been able to nick one or even better, both of those turning engines with that Mercury.
You know what I think would have worked better? I think if Loads of Money was a junker. Because if Loads of Money was a junker right now, he could be cover sniping behind those ribs.
Poking out, poking back, poking out.
Yeah, exactly. But as he is, I mean, he's just kind of exposing himself.
I mean, Junker has less guns pointing in the same direction, but any more than 3 guns is a little redundant. You don't have that. You don't have 5 people on your ship to be shooting guns. There's 4 people, but one of them's going to be on the wheel.
I mean, what I have seen some people do is just kind of a really dedicated long-range Mobula where they've got, like, say, an Artemis on the bottom deck as well. So, say, during one Artemis's reload time, somebody jumps down and gets on the Artemis themselves, or the captain jumps down and gets on the Artemis themselves when they're not actually moving. But, I mean, that takes a lot of sort of dedication to long-range play to try something like that.
Yeah, I don't know if that would essentially be advantageous, because we've seen both of these Mobulas use their Caro Flamers to fight off the Squid Assassin, who, by the way, is closing in.
Yeah, here we go. Again, the Mobulas have been forced to split focus. The Lib Clutter firing on the Squid Assassin while the Fancy suppresses the money. Squid Assassin's armor's taken down. Squid Assassin trying to go above the Lib Clutter. Can he get above him? Can he get out of those arcs?
He's out of Flamer arc. You saw those licks of fire going right below him.
Look at this, though. You see the Lib Clutter. Excellent vertical movement, managing to compensate. And now the Flamer and the Carronade is on the Squid Assassin. Squid Assassin in a great deal of pain here. Loads of money, limited in his ability to assist. The Squid Assassin, lots of fire, lots of disable. I'm not sure if the Squid Assassin, as soon as the Squid Assassin backs away from that long range, the Lib Clutter's already on, the short range is already on the long range. I don't think Squid Assassin can escape now.
I would have liked to see the Squid Assassin do a little bit more focus on doing damage. I mean, they've been running damage control this entire time, but if you can get that balloon or that hull out, you force one of the engineers on those lower deck guns to go repair their component. Force them.
This is the antidote to the superior maneuverability of the Squid. Disabling, shut them down. If they can't use those engines, if they can't use that balloon, then their maneuverability's advantage is just gone.
Ooh, Fancy loses hull, loses balloon. One more shot and he is done for.
Ah, well, there we go. I mean, loads of money. I mean, seems to be getting the better of these one-on-one mobular fights.
Yeah, but then this happens. We've seen this happen twice already. They charge in, Squid gets in there. He is not able to put out the damage required to take out one of these mobulas. But while those two are battling it out, loads of money takes out one of the mobulas. The other mobula turns on him. Second red mobula spawns back in. Focus fire, loads of money goes down. I mean, and it looks like he's taken up a little bit more of a cover position to try and avoid that. Looks like he might be successful.
Oh, golly gosh. I feel this is probably going to be another win for the Riders. I'm uncertain of how the Praetorians can pull this back. Every time they've gone in with that Squid, it's either ending up getting killed or it hasn't done enough damage to offset the focus fire on the mobula.
If I might step in a moment here, Princess Tutu in our chat room actually brings up a really good point. Why doesn't the Squid Assassin have tar?
I mean, that's a lot of disable from a thing, but I mean, mobulas can very easily vertically ascend below or above a tar cloud. I think. Well, though you have to give the Praetorian credit. They have taken risks today with those mid-close range on Water Hazard. That was a huge risk. It unfortunately didn't pay off for them. Taking a Squid on Canyon Bush, huge risk, didn't pay off for them. So
see,
I mean,
Thomas here is piloting the Squid. He's got a Kero Phoenix Claw Hydro. Now, I mean, I understand he might be, using that to try and get behind those mobulas more easily, but he has not been successful so far.
Yeah,
I don't think Tar, like you say though, I don't think Tar would have helped.
Yeah, I mean, it's not on dunes. There's, very easy maneuver around tar clouds, especially mobulas. Just go up, down, right through it. Tar does not. It's a lot of damage to guns. Not a lot to the balloons. Just that's what I always do when I hit a tar cloud. I don't try to if I get hit hard with tar, I don't try to nose my way through it. I try to get above or below it.
I think maybe Moonshine shoot vent might have been a good choice for the Squid, because I mean it would have allowed them to sort of rapidly go up or below these mobulas and then rapidly zip underneath or above them. But I mean, that's just what they have never been really able to do.
I guess maybe the hydrogen to try to get above the Artemis arcs.
Yeah, but I mean, these mobulas have probably got hydrogen as well, and they've got great vertical movement as it is. I mean, if you want to one-up the mobulas, you need to one-up them, which I don't think the Squid's managed to do. Squid's trying to get behind the Lib Clutter, but yes, they're already turning their arcs. They already are suppressing him.
And I mean, we see the loads of money coming in, and I mean, even if they do what they happen to do every other time where they lose the Squid, but the loads of money also trades a kill, Fancy and Lib Clutter need one more kill to pull this victory and win
Squid
all of the marbles.
Squid Assassin's coming in on the Fancy here, right into that. Oh, can he get underneath? Yes, the Squid Assassin manages to get underneath. And now the Squid Assassin, finally they're doing what they needed to do. They're flaming the flamer from behind. Yeah, the butt flamer. Use the butt flamer more. Butt flamer rocket carousel, maybe.
Yeah, well, oh, look at this. Now
Oh,
they're
they
jumping
did.
above their arc.
Excellent.
Where was this
Yes!
flying earlier today?
This
Where
is what they needed to do.
Where was this 10 minutes ago? That was beautiful. He's just dipping in and out of arcs right now.
Indeed, superb flying by Thomas there, just really doing what they needed to do this whole game. But now, once again, the Squid Assassin is in the front arcs of the Fancy. However, the damage has been done. The Fancy's balloon's down. The hull armor's down. Can Squid Assassin keep them down, though?
Yeah, both of those engineers are now repairing the hull and balloon. I can guarantee
Oh,
it.
wait, but now the Lib Clutter getting one-on-one by the loads of money. The loads of money, once again, seeming to get the better of it here. The Lib Clutter's balloon is down. Flamer is taking effect. Lots of parts are on fire on the Lib Clutter. Engaging Drogue, but I think this could all be over for the Lib Clutter.
They're just too close to the ground right now to make it out of this Caro flamer, and they're going to finish it with a ram. Hull comes up moments, but they're only delaying the inevitable. Loads of money does take it down. If they can help the Squid Assassin with the Fancy, if Squid Assassin can just hold on a little bit longer, just delay that spawn, we might see a turnaround.
We may indeed, but the Fancy starting to get its front guns on the Squid Assassin, but the Squid Assassin tries to duck around once again. Can Fancy keep his arcs on? Can he prevent himself?
Support fire from the loads of money is coming in now, taking out that hull.
And loads of money is just getting closer and closer, making it more and more difficult for Fancy to avoid those long-range shots.
Lib Clutter does spawn back in. He decides to spawn in close. He is, however, not quite pointing the right direction. No fault of his. That's, of course, just the spawns. Turning over now, but the Squid Assassin is already close distance.
That is true, but the Fancy has managed to somewhat recover. He's no longer being... Oh, but the Fancy's armor goes down.
One, maybe two more Artemises. Oh, balloon goes out as well. I mean, you can't be on those Artemises shooting when your balloon is down on a Mobula and not when your hull is so low.
Oh, the Squid Assassin's armor went down there. These Mobulas have got to be careful. You can't focus the Squid too much. Oh, but the Squid Assassin takes a bump off a piece of scenery. This could be devastating. The Squid Assassin's balloon's going down. The Squid Assassin's starting to descend. The flamethrower is taking effect. Lots of components are on fire.
Squid Assassin is retreating, trying to get out of that Carronade arc. If their balloon
but in the meantime, the Fancy went down.
Oh, the Fancy went down. We are 4-4 right now. Loads of money and Squid Assassin closing in on this Lib Clutter. Lib Clutter as he retreating. Yes, he is fighting.
I was overly focusing on the Squid there, and that's the same thing that the Riders were doing.
The Riders fooled us.
The Riders fooled us.
Their strategy worked on us. Loads of money now. Hull is out. Artemises are coming in, doing perma damage. Hull is still down on the Lib Clutter. Coming up just now. Squid Assassin closing in quickly. Fancy is trying to hit the loads of money right in the aft. The Hades going a little tall.
Oh, this is close. This could go either way. I feel.
It's just. I don't even know who. Usually you can tell at least who just has to survive longer. I mean, time is on neither of these teams' sides right now. Fancy trying the best to close in.
I think the Praetorians are getting the better of it. Lib Clutter just getting focused down. Not enough of the Fancy's Hades connecting with the loads of money to assist. The Lib Clutter's in big trouble.
Wow.
What a turnaround.
Yeah, Brick, that's what's known as a turnaround. That was impressive. That was a great...
Very, very impressive. They fooled me. They fooled me.
Fooled me. Still think a Blenderfish would have turned that to made that every engagement just a little bit better. But except for that last one, that was some Squid piloting.
I mean, it took them like most of the match to actually kind of get the strategy they wanted to work. But when it worked, boy, did it work!
Wow.
They split the focus of those Mobulas. They were focusing too much on that Squid while the Mobula came in and dealt the knockout blow, and then it was just sort of a meat grindy nightmare from there.
Wow. I mean, I was talking earlier about Praetorians taking risks and them not paying off. I counted my chickens before they hatched. I called the match before the fat lady sings. Their risks paid off.
It wasn't just you, it was me as well. We both need to bow down, commit to eat our words, whatever.
That was, yes, absolutely excellent turnaround, Praetorians. You fooled the world.
Very very, very good game, Praetorians. Mm-hmm. Anyway, So the Praetorians move on, I believe.
Praetorians move on. They get
Yes.
to. Ooh, it is time. It is time. I have been waiting for this match. I've been waiting for this match.
Let's see. Hmm. Oh, I'm gonna have to draw. Where are the
You can go through, okay, if you go through the community tab, you can find it there. Or you
Brick
can just-
Hardcastle nearly knocked his laptop off his lap onto the floor below. That was a clutch save there by Brick Hardcastle. Excellent recovery.
Good save. Good save. None of us saw it, but
you'll have to take my word for it. You'll have to assume it was this sort of Matrix-like move.
Like I'm picturing it right now. You know, you tip one leg up and it starts to spill off the side. It leaves your lap. And your face just like moves into not an expression of horror, but an expression of determination. While your right arm shoots under the laptop to stop its descent, while your left arm slaps on top with enough force to stabilize it, but not too much force that you start mashing keys. That's how I is that how it went? Is that more or less?
Except I caught it on one toe. Just sort of this zen-like pose. Yes, what I was attempting to do while I fumbled for my laptop, I was trying to determine. Yes. Which game are we streaming now?
Cake versus Praetorians.
Cake versus Praetorians. Right.
You can join off Dan or I.
I'll join off Dan or you. Hang on, just one doodle.
One doodle. I don't know if I got one doodle, man.
I
I got places to be. I got things to do.
Yes, that is a unit of time I like to use when I can't be specific about the length of time it's going to take. Very convenient. I am in the match now. Yes.
That was probably about half a doodle. I wouldn't say that was a full doodle.
Well, thank you very much, Kirk. You are, of course, used to people being flippant with time. Of course, Scotty and his engineering predictions.
Giving her all she's got.
Giving her all she's got, Captain.
Ooh, that was good.
Oh my,
that was pretty good. You might have to engineer for me one of these days.
Scotty says he's giving her all she's got, and then Sulu goes, "Oh my."
Oh my. Was it Dan does a pretty decent oh my.
What have you done with my stream?
We just all right, so I need you I need Dan gunning just going, oh my, just every time balloon goes down. Anytime anything drops, I want Dan going, oh my.
Oh my.
Oh yes, that was pretty good.
So who else do you think? We could probably get I don't know, someone who could do a good Chekhov.
Romlian vessels of the Port Bell, Captain.
Captain, there is a junker coming in from the ramp positioning on the northwest.
Oddly enough, Rob actually does a really good Chekhov.
No.
Loading Artemis.
Dan, I smell a silly stream coming up.
No.
Sicko in chat going, damn it, Jim, I'm a doctor, not a buff engineer. This is why I chose this name, for this moment right here.
Your life just got completed.
All right, this is what I'm waiting for. I'm done with guns now. All right, bye everyone. It's been a pleasure serving with you.
Apparently, though, we're in the wrong lobby.
We are?
We're in the wrong match?
Oh,
Dan!
my goodness.
No, Mezu invited us. This is Mezu's fault.
Dan!
Nope, this is Mezu's fault.
Yes,
let's try this
Mezu
button.
must fall upon his sword now. Dear. Right.
Can nothing be done correctly?
No, apparently not.
There's nothing sacred.
Right, well, Praetorians versus Cake. I know you have a vested personal interest.
Man, those Praetorians. Gotta love them!
What do you think of this match?
I don't know. I'm not in yet. Like, for all I know, I could be looking at quadruple all mine squids.
I mean, this is a question for you, Kirk. I mean, how involved as the leader of would you still consider yourself the leader of Cake?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, how involved are you with the competitive side of Cake?
It depends. A lot of this week-to-week SCS stuff I leave up to whichever pilots want to fly. Mostly, if I'm flying, of course, I'll get involved, which I have been known to do from time to time. R&D invitational, like Festus. I've got a couple. I got a couple hours in this game. I got a couple months I've spent. I know a thing or two. So any sort of competitive thing that comes up, major things, Hephaestus, like I mentioned, we were doing this a lot of. We have a Skype group where we theorize, we talk, we craft, we think this, we think that, we test this, we test that, we practice this, we practice that, we talk this worked, this didn't, we'll edit this like this, we'll do that like that. I do a lot of adding my 2 cents in, and I mean subbing when needed. I've got some skills.
Right. Well, based on the insider knowledge you are privy to, what sort of thing do you think we are going to see in Cake versus the Praetorians?
Week-to-week stuff is left up to whoever's flying.
I see.
Is a week.
This is
So you're intimately involved, but yet you're not entirely sure.
I'm intimately involved, but there isn't an iron fist. What are you doing this weekend, guys?
You're kind of the middle manager then. You're kind of going, okay, T, what's going on down here? They're going, yeah, we're just playing for competitive here, yeah. Okay. Oh, just checking in on you guys, just seeing everything's going okay.
You know what? Do you like that? The waitress comes. Hey, how you guys? Everything tasting great. You need some more water? I'll get right on that. Some more rolls? No? Okay. All right. Let me know if you guys need anything.
Well, considering the pilots we have today, Kirk, it's Melon and Fox.
Oh,
there isn't any consistency to it.
Oh, Melon and Fox. Oh gosh, they are. I've subbed when the two of them have been flying for. It's so funny because Fox is so tactical, conservative, very. I mean, it shows in their builds too. I mean, it's really funny. I mean, Fox is of course akin to his. Is the match open yet? Like, I can't. Are you guys in game? So I can actually talk about.
Invite off me. Yeah, you can join off me.
You don't look to be in a game.
Yeah.
Oh wait, you are now apparently. Oh yeah, it's different since the patch.
Okay, here we go.
Obviously, yes.
All right, let's see if they're bringing what I was about to theorize. Yep, Fox has his Merc Art Permidian. I just mentioned he's the more conservative, reserve, tactical planning. Melon, let's see, Caro Flamer. Oh, Gat Artemis. Okay, still.
Gat Artemis, yes.
Gat Artemis Banshee. So, I mean, Melon, of course, is very, I'm going to go in. I'm going to ram him. I'm going to charge him. I'm going to break him. I'm going to hurt him. So, that's what, I mean, we see that going on. I've subbed for them before. I just sat on board, listened to the two of them, go through our mumble, and it's really. I mean, they work. It's a beautiful relationship they have. I mean, they work well together, even though they're polar opposites. And I mean, it's when you see the two of them fly together, especially throughout Hephaestus, you've seen a strategy develop for Cake in general that a lot of our other competitive pilots have been adapting, which for the most part has been a divide and conquer. Two builds, I mean, we see here two builds that focus on disabling, a combination of disable and killing potential so that they can solo well. Merc Art, you've got that piercing explosive, but you also have double shatter for a more, mid-range engagement. And then you've got Artemis Gat, once again, explosive piercing, but also double shatter. And of course that new Banshee, which just makes everyone happy.
Yeah, I think one of the big things to point out here is on both of the Cake ships, we have Banshees on the 3 spots. On both ships.
Good arcs. Good.
Yeah, bifecta potential. Sorry, trifecta potential.
We're not going to see Melon use it. Melon does not trifecta on a purpose.
Melon physically stops himself from possibly using trifectas. He will never use it.
He'll overturn to the left to make sure his engineer does not have trifecta on.
No, you're only supposed to use the front 2 guns. Damn it!
If the Permidian lost its side 2 guns, it would take Melon's months to notice. Flare that cloud. We can't. Why not? There's no flare gun anymore. How long has that been a thing?
You see, I actually call out for my when I'm flying a Pyramidian. Oh, trifecta! Come on, guys, trifecta!
Oh, yeah. Me too.
See, I like that's why I put that's why I put the bloody rocket carousel there. I mean, it's like it's like waving a bunch of candy in front of a kid. If you're going to put a rocket carousel there and not go for a trifecta. But anyway, the cruelty of Melon McCravenathy aside towards his deck engineer. The match is getting underway here. How do you think this sort of quite disable heavy build of Cake are going to fare against this sort of kind of wrecking crew, sort of almost Wolfpack style, sort of double Pyramidian build?
Fox loves Metaminions.
Mm-hmm. Because he thinks he can kill them.
Oh, he's got the Merc Art. So full frontal charge. I mean, he goes for those disables and he just goes for the chip as they come in. And because the nice thing about the Merc Art is that there's no arming time on either of them. So if he needs to, he can ram, which we've seen him do on several occasions. So
I suppose that's good. Yeah, that's a good point. Let's get into the loadouts.
You take the red team. You take the red team.
Thank you very much.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
The Panda, the RAS Panda Among Bear, captained by Lazy Pandas. We have a front Gat mortar and a left side Flamer Flare. And on the RAS Wolf Among Sheep, we have a double carronade front and a carousel flare side.
And then for the Cake team, we have the Torlu, piloted by QFox P, which is that Merc Artemis front with Benji Carronade side. And wrapping things up, we have good old Melon McCravenathy on the Cake. Very simply put, the Pyramidian called Cake, just so I don't forget which team's mine. Melon's always looking out for me, which is Gatling Artemis with Banshee Flare side.
Now, you see, the thing is, I can see why, in an ideal world,
they're going to run into each other. They're going to run into each other.
Yeah, exactly.
Another team is expecting this.
I'll talk about the theory later. It's the play-by-play section of the evening here as Cake comes in. Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
Coming in for a big ram.
Yeah, but now he's getting double teamed. The Banda Among Pair, which is the Metamidian, is hitting him hard now. However, is he going to be able to take out Wolf Among Sheep first? They're both losing perma at about the same rate.
He's got no mortar.
Oh, man.
He could follow it up.
However, Panda Among Bear has absolutely no engines as of right now. Torlu is backing up. Wolf Among Sheep is going to take a couple seconds probably here to get everything back up in order. Torlu is going to back up. Oh gosh, that engagement could have gone very differently if they had sent in the Caro Piri first, or the Metamidian instead of the Caro Piri first.
Yeah, I just feel that was a case of Cake being a little bit too gung-ho.
Torlu nicks a canyon.
No!
Oh, that was unfortunate. Wow. Instead of bouncing off, they just stopped.
I see what Torlu wanted to do there. He wanted to kind of back off while disabling the guns of the pursuing Pyramidians, hopefully giving Cake time to come in from the side. He just backed into a wall, plain and simple.
He didn't even back square into a wall. I mean, he just sort of nicked it. But instead of glancing off, he just stopped for some reason.
I mean, this is the problem with piloting in Guns of Icarus. I mean, your view of your rear is obscured by your rear. And now look, Cake backing into him.
Come on, you guys. Come on. I need to have a talk with these people.
Oh, dear. Yes. The angry waitress is going to be having a word with the Cake boys, I feel. Cake. But the Wolf Among Sheep missing his ram and ramming into the pipe there. Oh, dear.
This is just one unfortunate event after another.
It's a bit of a mess, but I think Cake is going to go down here. Oh, the nose cone squashing him into the oil derrick. This has just been a catastrophe for Cake right from the beginning. Torlu taking another bounce off the pipe.
Okay, all right, you guys, what's going on? This is not okay. Wow, this is this is just they're both stuck. The wolf is also stuck.
They are both stuck, but I believe, let's see, the Wolf Among Sheep has that double carronade.
Can we just rename this match just a series of unfortunate events?
I believe we could, yes.
Oh, man, I mean, that was, jeez.
Torlu, multi-hooking in.
Everything that could have gone wrong has gone wrong.
Oh, absolute disaster. I mean, oh no, but the cake's already. Oh, the cake has spawned in, but he is a safe distance
Yeah, I
away.
think it's safe as he can be right now with red team
Oh.
up and cake spawn. Wow, that was wow. Just really the only word I can come up with is unfortunate. Oh, we have a pause request down. Oh, never mind. Nope, we're good. All right, well that solves that problem. I mean, red team is in blue spawn. Blue has both ships spawned in. Both Peries are at half or less.
So yes, I mean there is an opportunity for Cake to turn this around, but they've got to be a bit more careful. They've got to be a bit more considerate here.
Oh, I mean, the red team Praetorians is retreating into the canyon area now. It looks like they were spotted. A couple banshees were shot out in very close to their direction.
I feel like would it be fair to say that Melon and Foxper are quite aggressive?
I think that's a fair assessment.
A fair assessment. Okay, fair enough. I feel like
somebody's watching you.
Yeah, yes, excellent 80s music reference there.
Dan can vouch. I get my 80s music references.
Wasn't his name Rockwell or something? The name of that artist?
Oh.
I mean, he collaborated with Michael Jackson, but anyway, yes, 80s movies references aside, we are not getting sidetracked here. I feel like
oh wait, a pause again requested. See if this one's real.
Oh, a pause. Right. Okay. An actual pause. Okay. Right.
Quote from Nat, who is on the Praetorians. We may have gotten stuck on a pipe at some point and also crashed into our teammate, but pastries seem to be much stickier.
Yes, indeed, they are.
We need more flour.
I think that it would be better if Cake were to engage in a more wide open area where they've got less inconvenient things to back into. Because yeah, I mean, I'm not poking fun here.
You just stop running into stuff, and you'll do better.
The more space Cake have to backpedal, I mean, the better, because they can just backpedal and they can put on the continuing disable with the Artemis and the Merc. The more time that Cake have to backpedal, the better.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like Cake are going to get anywhere by being really aggressive. They're just not. They don't have the kind of the raw DPS. Yeah. They are better in an extended engagement with the loadout they have.
And it looks like Praetorians despite have realized that, and they are closing up in the canyons right now. Like, is my map frozen or is just no one moving? No one's moving.
Yeah,
I was literally about to make a comment where if you pull up your map, it looks like it's frozen because no one's moving, and then I was like, wait, it might actually be frozen.
Right. Well, I think. I think it's also it's a pause, of course.
Mm-hmm.
The
that'll do it.
Have lost a crewman, and we await either a replacement or the crewman's return.
If I might step in here, this is actually a big loss. SPQR. They lost Jub.
Oh.
Oh my goodness.
Jub is the heart of SPQR. He is a driving force.
You know what would be hilarious? You guys of course know about that weird almost out of the map corner, but still in the map corner that Cake is actually camped up right next to you right now. Like the ship Cake right off to its left, that little dip in the canyon. You can actually get over that and get into that little valley area while still being inside the map. And no one finds you ever. I think it'd be funny if they just went up there and make me chuckle. Melon does know about it.
Yes, but would Melon do it just to make you giggle? That is the question.
He probably would.
All right, well, Melon, you must not fall into that tactical pitfall.
Tactical pitfall of really wanting to make Kirk giggle.
Jub must be forced to unload the dishwasher, says Lady Pandas, is probably what happened. Yes.
That's a probable explanation. You know,
domestic duties getting in the way of Guns of Icarus competitive play.
Scrub Jub, of course, 12, like all good scrubs are.
Oh
Emperor
my
Chub
goodness.
Chub is about 13 years old,
Oh,
according to Lazy Pandas.
about 13 years. It's
about-
an approximate guess.
Bolano, of course, guessing 12, says he's like 12.
Like 12, totally. Ah, right. Well, this game has come to something of a standstill. Right.
Chat is at
Kit
least
Kat
entertaining.
Kitty has come in to replace Jub Jub. I do not feel like Jub Jub's loss will be too catastrophic because these guns that the Praetorians are relying on are not exactly super high skill guns.
Well, they are using those carronades for disables. I noticed that.
suppose so, but I mean, it's not exactly like they're losing a expert Hades gunner or an expert
true.
lumberjack gunner or something like that.
All of
I
these
don't think it
things
should
are
affect them
true.
too badly.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe it'll be just enough to turn the advantage.
Yes, the losing Jub Jub will be the catastrophe that turns it around.
The final coin off the scale, which tips it in Cake's favor.
Well, it would not be the first time we've seen an amazing turnaround this evening.
Yeah.
would
Oh,
it?
jeez. Oh, jeez. Don't even get me started. Wow. That
What
last
accent
match,
did
though.
What accent were you drifting into there?
Whew.
Don't even get me started.
Don't even get me started on that last match.
I mean, jeez.
Oh, jeez. That squid was just running around, and then all of a sudden, he was owning everybody.
As Legionator yells at you to keep your voice down.
There are people sleeping. Keep your voice down.
There's people sleeping over here.
While we wait for this game to resume, let's go try to piss off Dan.
Always a fun thing to do.
Pen among bear. I mean, they've split themselves right now. They assume Cake is still behind the mesa here. Wolf among sheep is coming around the north side, and the panda among bear is coming around the south side. Torlu should be seeing panda very soon.
This is excellently done here by the Praetorians. They've managed to get right in close without being spotted. The Gatling going down on the Torlu. The Ram coming in on the Torlu. Already the armor's down and the mortars!
Oh my gosh!
How close was that? The Torlu just managing to evade that last mortar shot. However, I don't know if it's going to be enough.
Reached out and touched that mortar. Wow. Regardless, that's a victory as far as I'm concerned.
Now the panda among bear and the wolf among sheep, they're wasting precious time equivocating on who they want to focus on. The RES wolf among sheep here coming in for a ram on Cake, and now the panda among bear going in for a one-on-one versus the Torlu.
They have no idea how almost dead Torlu is. But this will probably do it. I don't think he has enough room to hydrogen out of this one. The Gatling's going to finish him off.
There we go.
Wow. I think, well, at least we turned around this series of unfortunate events. Hopefully that'll carry on into the next match. Got my fingers crossed. Wow, that was
a thing. That happened.
Wow, that was a match. There was lots of things that happened in that match.
Yes, that was a match. That was a game of some nature or variety.
Oh man, there were rules instated. Points were achieved.
There were kills happened. Mostly
repairs also happened. Couple guns were shot. If you paid close attention.
We here at the Rob and Dan Show do not support or advocate Brick Hardcastle and his sarcasm. We thank you for your time.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Brick Hardcastle. He is one of the veteran casters in the Guns of Icarus community. He's been of the casting community since I first logged on, and here's a couple quotes from him. That was a match. Things happened.
Yes, expert analysis there. My many years in casting have given me a razor sharp eye for competitive play and the subtleties of it. And
we can only aspire to one day.
Thank you. God, don't make my ego too big; it'll explode. All right. In any event here, what happened there was just too much aggression in the early game from Cake, and by the time they managed to sort themselves out and get themselves together, they kind of backed themselves against the corner of the map. The Praetorians came through the clouds and just got right in with their close-range guns and overwhelmed them with DPS before they could get their disables in, and that was the end of Cake.
Actually, I have, having, of course, watched that match along with you guys, I have a slightly different perspective on this. So what happened exactly is the other team got more kills than the Cake team.
Okay, you see, I feel as though if the Cake team was able to score more kills while simultaneously preventing the Praetorians from
if they had
scoring
gotten
kills,
more points, I think Cake team might have won.
Well, that's not all. That's only half the picture. They have to get more points while simultaneously preventing the other team from scoring points.
And you were criticizing my sarcasm. Bloody hell, guys! You're sounding virtually British right now. Your accent was starting to... goodness gracious me.
There is no greater insult to an American, sir. Them be fighting words.
American.
We here at the Rob and Dan Show have no shame whatsoever.
Do you see... Brick. I want you to look up in the top left area of the screen, right under game lobby. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
You see that?
America. Location America.
You see that flag? That represents freedom.
Yeah, also it appears the flag seems to be suggesting that there are only 12 states now.
Yeah, we downsized it a little bit. Like, we thought, we originally were going to go back to the original 13, but it was kind of, unlucky number.
Yeah.
So,
you're going to go back to the original 13, bloody give them back as well.
I don't know. We won those fair and square.
Oh, yeah, well, over a dispute about tea, bloody hell.
You know what? If there's anyone here that should be complaining about a dispute about tea, it should not be you, sir.
God almighty. Right. Anyway, moving on from centuries-old debates about tea that started a war where thousands of people died unnecessarily.
You know what else? You know what else I really like, Dan? I really like the War of 1812 because the only thing better than beating Britain once is doing it twice.
We had some issues in that one. Let's not bring it up.
No, that was the Canadians. That was the Canadians that were the problem.
We kind of lost the White House there. That
was to the Canadians, not the Brits. The Canadians.
Yeah, you were focusing down the Brits, and the Canadians just came in from behind. They were the mobula.
Yeah, okay. Get Sunderland in here to take credit for that one. But meanwhile, Stonewall Jackson was defending from an army 3 or 4 times his size.
Right, well.
Indeed.
Right, yes. Okay, right.
So
Anyway,
Brick, how's your naval empire doing?
How's our naval empire doing? Well, it's doing just fine. Thank you very much. Just fine. We managed to keep the Falklands. Those Argentinians tried to take it away, but yes, we nobly defended our British Empire, and we will never shut up about it. Anyway, moving on. The ticks have gone down here on the part of the Praetorians. It looks like we are ready to get underway at Duel at Dawn, but it seems like Cake are being hesitant to put their ticks down as well.
We're making our last sacrifices to the bakery. I just got a message from Melon. What happened last is we forgot to make our ritualistic sacrifices to the holy fires of the bakery, and we were cursed. Clearly, I mean, you saw that match. You saw what happened. I mean,
talking about Cake religious fundamentalism, I mean, the Torlu is definitely very pure. Look at this, a Hades carousel front, very fire heavy.
Exactly. We have to reconcile with the holy fires.
You're going back to your roots. You see that last game. Where was the fire? Not enough friggin' fire. You have to go back to your roots.
Brick knows what's up.
See? I mean, you of all people should know Cake have to go back to their roots.
Oh man, we never left our roots, man. Dude, this Banshee buff, we've got people on the inside.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Oh,
In any event, look, I'm just revealing collusion here. In any event, the RAS Panda Among Bear, we have a front. Oh no, it's a Hades flak. Oh, how meta! And the RAS Wolf Among Sheep, it's a double carronade. But on the noble Torlu.
Wait, whoa, this is mine. On the Torlu, piloted by QFox P, we have a beautiful Hades Banshee front with a a Banshee carronade side. And to wrap things up, the Pyramidian, simply entitled Cake, is the carrot build, pioneered by our close friends and ally, the Overwatch team, with a Banshee flare on the side.
Yes. Yes, Torlu, not being mainstream. The Cake hipsters, once again, with their superiority of their fire-heavy builds. Now Cake and Torlu
coming in.
Oh, Torlu just bounced against Cake, and now the Wolf Among Sheep bouncing off the top of Torlu.
Armor's down on the Wolf Among Sheep. Where are those Banshees? Here they are. We are seeing the absolute maximum explosive potential. We took a lot of damage very quickly from that thing. Chem sprays are not really holding on the Wolf Among Sheep. Balloon is low. Armor's low-ish. Torlu. Those flaks just went and their armor dropped.
The timing of those flaks not being particularly good. They're just sort of firing them with reckless abandon here. They really should be saving them for the armor drops. Sorry, but it's true. Now the Wolf Among Sheep is coming. Has got the tail of the Cake here, and now that Wolf Among Sheep ramming the Cake into the into one of these struts here.
Oh, I mean, Wolf Among Sheep. Cake's armor is down. Flaks are landing. Oh, we saw another amazing escape. Wow.
Amazing escape.
No, look at that. I'm sorry. Amazing whole rebuild.
Escape.
I'm sorry. Amazing whole rebuild. Words. No, did you see that hole come up at the last possible moment, just like last match? You saw that.
It amazingly escaped by limping forward and not dying for a little bit longer.
Listen. I used an amazing escape from losing all of their hull that instant. I assume that was implied. My apologies if you didn't pick up on that. Dude, I don't want to guess with a brick anymore.
I'm just sorry. I'm just making fun of your shameless bias towards your clan. Nothing wrong with that.
Kirk, it's not my fault if you can't speak English properly. There's nothing I can do.
No, I set myself up for that one. That was not the right word to be using. Wolf Among Sheep closing in on Torlu, and Cake. Panda Among Bear is going to be a couple seconds before he gets in here.
I mean, this is a really not a good move here from the Wolf Among Sheep, just opening him up from focus fire from the Torlu and the Cake. But the Wolf Among Bear is already coming in from behind on the Torlu.
He's in arming time on that Torlu, who still has half of his permanent hull up. They are re-engaging on the Cake. Torlu appears to be attempting to...
Oh dear, Panda Among Bear are not where they want to be right now. They are
Cake
close
does
range.
Manage to scrap in a kill.
That is true.
And I mean, we are definitely very much close within. Oh, come on, quit hitting stuff!
Oh my god! Oh no, just Cake.
What's going on?
They're just pinballing into each other today.
We're bouncing into everything that is possible to bounce into. Like here, I'm gonna ask Melon a question real quick. Melon, is there anything you haven't crashed into today?
Yes, is Melon on some restricted substances today as Torlu goes down? Oh my goodness. Panda Among Bear just took down the two Cake ships, basically 2-on-1.
Yeah, after we bounced into... No, he had... No. Listen. Panda Among Bear had a very powerful ally known as the Map.
Yes, Map OP.
Map terrain for MVP SCS number, whatever this is.
As I think there's some collusion between the Praetorians and the map going on here. Hashtag Gunsgate.
Yeah, I mean, this is some straight up Illuminati stuff right here.
Yeah,
They're
this is
in league with the very Earth itself.
Mm-hmm.
No, not the Earth. I'm sorry. If you look off on to the sunset, you'll notice it is in the northwest. Or I'm sorry, the sunrise, because it's dual at dawn. Northwest. Sun doesn't rise in the northwest. Guns Victors doesn't take place on Earth. Illuminati confirmed 2014.
Right, yes, indeed. And now the Wolf Among Sheep is leading the charge, coming in on the Torlu here.
Cake pulls out of the clouds and does manage a little ramp off.
Nice!
Knocks
Excellently
guns
done.
off slightly.
Torlu just jumps right over the Wolf Among Sheep, keeping its focus fire on the Panda Among Bear, as the Cake does as well. Will they be able to get a kill on the Panda Among Bear before the Wolf Among Sheep turns around and starts getting its focus fire in?
Where is the Hades? It's, I mean, Torlu is once again, again engaged with the Wolf Among Sheep, who is coming in to try to help the Panda Among Bear. But he is just exposing his engine columns to the Torlu, who has a more ranged setup. And Banshee's going a little long.
Oh, yeah, a lot of Hades from the Torlu missed there, and that could be a crucial issue as the RAS Wolf Among Sheep is focusing down the Cake with its carronades. The Panda Among Bear just needs to turn around, and then the Cake will be in a huge mess of trouble. Well, it already is, because the balloon's down, the armor's down.
They're backing up there. Are they going to miss this terrain? It's a miracle. It's a minor victory. Dodge the terrain.
And yes, the Praetorians have just taken too long to get the kill on the Cake, and now the Torlu has managed to close the distance. All those Hades shots are hitting on the Wolf Among Sheep.
Down, there it goes. Panda Among Bear is the new target. Torlu is at full. Panda Among Bear at half perma. Double team going on right now.
Panda Among Bear, I think you should. I think Panda Among Bear.
Artemis Rams coming in very.
That was
one shot. Come on, just nick him.
One shot with anything should do.
Oh, there goes the balloon. Oh, there it goes. 3-3 turnaround for Cake. With Cake the ship. Okay, Cake the clan and Cake the ship. Cake the ship at about 2/3 permahull. Cake the clan managing to make it a tie.
You see, this is more the kind of thing I'd expect to see from Melon McCravanaffy. The carronade Artemis, that disable heavy, ram heavy kind of play. I mean, and plus the Torlu, the fire heavy play. I feel that Cake are actually doing a lot better for kind of getting it back to their roots here.
I mean, I mean, there was a little bit of an identity crisis earlier tonight. We kind of lost ourselves, but, you know, in a period of reflection, we really thought about what we stood for. Why are we here? And I think that's reflecting in this.
America!
Oh, and now Cake and Torlu, beautiful, leading the RAS Wolf around Sheep along the garden path here.
Oh, heavy bounce. Panda Among Bear loses arcs on everybody. Oh, Banshees are coming in now. Wolf Among Sheep. Oh, wow.
Oh, what a great ram on the Torlu, completely knocking it off.
You cannot have a 4 per Midian match and not just see everyone ramming each other.
I mean, yeah, just in these kind of disable heavy builds, I mean, with these ram heavy Pyramidians, it's just pinball action going on here. The Wolf Among Sheep's engines have been taken out by Cake, however. Wolf Among Bear firing on the Cake. It's just a complete demolition derby here.
Everything is going on, and yet nothing is happening. Like there's been I haven't seen a single hole drop yet.
I think we're about to though. The Cake is taken. It's taken a lot of focus fire. Cake trying to get out of here though.
Out. I mean, we've seen the Panda Among Bear been pre-firing his flax. Too much not enough fire. I mean, they've just been going off into almost fully armored ships for quite a bit.
That's the thing. I mean, Cake have these sort of quite disably builds. I mean, if you focus one ship too much, you kind of open yourself up to that second ship.
Yeah, and that appears to be what has been going on here. Oh, wow. Just missed the end of the Torlu there. While Cake is able to get himself back together, closing in on the aft end of the Panda Among Bear. Wolf Among Sheep, okay, he is hanging back. Did he hit that? No, he's a little...
Torlu's balloon is down. He's taking consistent Hades fire. Panda Among Bear is coming in. Ooh. And Torlu goes down. And now Cake is between a rock and a hard place, a wolf and a panda place. He's not where he wants to be right now.
Oh, I mean, however, Panda Monk Bear definitely, is going to take him a couple more seconds to get back in. Cake manages.
Oh,
to-
Kate just manages to avoid those flak shots, but will Panda Among Bear catch him on the other side? We shall see. Where's Blue gonna respawn? Torlu's got to do something very quickly, or Cake's going to be in a lot of trouble. There's Hades starting to connect with Cake.
Balloon is
Balloon
out.
down.
Ball is out. Flax or coming in, going a little wide.
Flax just barely miss.
Oh, you could smell the grease off those rounds. Wow.
Oh, yeah, I mean, they felt the heat of those Hades shots missing, but now Cake goes down.
Second time around, not quite as lucky. That was woo. I mean, those are some two builds that we don't usually see either of those pilots flying too often. I mean, once again, a little bit of experiment. This isn't a community skirmish, not a Fist challenge. Good showing. Definitely more, a little bit less unfortunate than the first one.
Yes, definitely a good showing by Cake. But yeah,
just, of course, no pushover.
Absolutely, just Praetorians, even without Jub. They somehow managed to pull it through.
Wow, I think that's the true victory.
And I believe that is the end of our time tonight.
Oh, is that it?
Wrong.
Oh,
Wrong. You're wrong.
Oracle
I'm
never
wrong.
showed up. We get the
Oh.
finals today.
Oh, hey! Well,
Oh man,
Sorry.
don't scare me like that, Brick. I mean, I may have said some harsh things about not wanting to cast with you anymore, but I didn't mean those right.
yeah. Well, I mean, I said some harsh things about you being shamelessly biased towards Cake, but I mean, I didn't really mean that either.
Come on, let's hug it out, man. Let's hug it out.
Man.
Hug it out. Hug it out. I totally meant all those things I said about America, though. That was
okay.
100% intentional.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, I understand that. I mean, it's your public school system. It's your very nationalistic. It's okay.
Absolutely. Well, you know about the Patriot Police, right?
Patriot Police.
Patriot Police, yeah.
This is new to me.
Yeah, they peruse America. You have to say something ridiculously patriotic once a day, otherwise you're arrested by the Patriot Police.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, so it's really not our fault. Like every time you see an American being overly American, just don't shake your head at him. He's just trying to make sure he sees tomorrow.
I see. Yeah.
America.
Fair enough.
America.
As it stands, we're waiting on Centurions and Hydra to finish up. Hail Hydra.
Hail Hydra.
Right. So, golly, what happened to Oracle then?
He got held up today
No,
by school.
that's a shame.
God
These
damn
kids in their school.
Kids in their schoolings.
Speaking of going to school and taking others to school, later on tonight, Golden Glade and I are going to be doing our
Good segue.
Sunday evening chivalry nonsense.
Good segue, Dad.
Thank
was a
you.
beautiful segue.
You know what that segue ranked for us there, Kirk?
Schooling. What's the rank, Dad?
10 out of 10.
You gotta go dang. You sit in the cast and you go, I want to plug my stream tonight. How am I gonna do this?
I'm just gonna go for it. I'm just gonna go 110%.
You gotta go dang.
Tonight, though,
Right, well,
Golden Glade and I are doing chivalry. We're going to try to make that a regular thing, or at least some kind of regular Sunday night event for the two of us. We're both going to be streaming our perspective, robandan.tv/live. It's going to be a lot of fun. It was tons of fun last time. Heidegris is finishing up the finals right now over at twitch.tv/Heidegris. It's in our chat. Scrim Squad just popped it in there. We're not going to have anything until that game is over.
So we just get to sit, chew the fat.
We are gonna sit and go to a break screen.
Oh, even better.
So we get a chance to breathe
Mm-hmm.
and move forward.
Finally,
With
go-
that being said, don't go anywhere, folks. robandan.tv/live has all the streams that are active right now. Go over there, watch this game that is still going on between Centurions and Hydra. Hydra is actually playing pretty well today.
And once you finish with that, tune back in to Rob and Dan for the finals.
Woo!
Well, there you go. Alrighty, thank you, folks. We will be back here as soon, as absolutely soon, as the
Other
game
game's
between
finished.
this matchup between Centurions and Hydra is finished. Hydra, by the way, the Brotherhood. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You're watching twitch.tv/The Rob and Dan Show.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Sunday Community Skirmish. And it is the finals here. It is the Praetorians versus the Centurions, a Roman civil war. I am, of course, Brick Hardcastle, and with me here today is Captain James T. Kirk.
Yes, hello everybody. Welcome back to the finals. I'm ready to go.
I am ready to go as well. I am really looking forward to this Roman civil war. I mean, but who will be the Mark Antony and who will be the Augustus Caesar here?
Oh, I knew there was a joke in there. I knew there was a joke in there. I was looking for it, and you beat me to it.
Well, there's a little joke for all you classicists,
is this
history
the wrong
students out there. Is this the wrong match?
This is the wrong match. We're in the wrong match.
Okay, well.
We got the joke, though. That's all that matters.
We got the joke, and it will still stand even when we are in a new match.
Good start. Good start, everyone. Good start.
Yes, there we go. Right, in the right match now at
Just so everyone knows, it's Scrim's fault.
Yes,
for once, it isn't Shink's fault. Like, what
no,
madness
it's
is this?
not. Talking of the Merry Men, have not seen the Merry Men in one of these weekend events in quite some time, but you will be able to see them in the Robert
I knew that was coming.
tournament.
Dan, I think we've done more plugs for the RNG Invitational than you have today.
You can just smell the shamelessness in this Zoom call.
See, Dan said he'd only let us use his stream if we plugged it at least 5 times. So what is that?
I
4,
said nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, I said something of the sort.
He was standing over us with a whip.
I got a whip. I got a baseball bat.
Oh crap!
I forced them with a baseball bat to their heads to draw their own blood and sign a burning contract.
It's like, you're going to promote the R&D Invitational, right? It's like, yes, Dan. Yes, absolutely. It'll be my pleasure and honor.
Oh my goodness! Right, well,
This has gone from bad to worse.
Wrong match. History jokes that all of 3 people got.
And Lucas in our chat room, part of the Overwatch crew and one of our fantastic mods, making fun of us.
Everything is right in the world.
By the way, Lucas, a fellow Brit, fellow tea drinker, as one might say.
that's racist.
It's like, that smells a little racist, Dan.
I take offense to
It's
that.
like, oh wait, no, that's just tea. That's just the overexuberance of tea. My apologies.
I was about to say, are you saying you don't drink tea? Are you saying that when you observed the Boston Tea Party, you did not shed a tear, Brick?
I didn't observe the Boston Tea Party. It happened hundreds of years before I was born. What do you think I am?
I know, Dan. I know I shed a tear. I don't know what the basic lifespan of a Brit is, but I know when I was there, arm in arm with Benjamin Franklin and Thomas Jefferson.
You think we drink tea all day and we live for hundreds of years?
As I saluted Paul Revere as he dumped barrels of tea into the harbor.
I can't even breathe. The Ramadan Show apologizes for any anti-British comments that just happened in the last
man, we love
2 days.
we love our Brits. We love our Brits. We really do. Yeah, 2 days because I think we were harking on Jacob back in the Iron Fork.
Only a little bit.
Only only a little bit. But we love our Brits. We love our Jacob. There's a lot of love, and we just don't know how to show it. So we Brick, you're familiar. You're familiar
Yeah.
with it. You're familiar with the tsundere sort of thing, aren't you?
Oh yes, yeah, maybe America is just a nation of tsunderes. That's the problem.
Whole
Unfortunately,
tsunderica.
I know the reference.
Tsunderica.
Yes.
Love it.
Referring back to our wonderful mod Lucas in chat, literal Lucas. He has made a technical error. He has called you a filthy northerner. Brick.
Oh.
What? No,
Oh.
that's the wrong way round.
What?
Yes.
You're a northern filthener?
No. I'm a southerner. You see, in Britain, the South is the seat of political power, and the South wins the civil wars. You see, it's reversed. You see.
Oh man. Well, I'm gonna have a hard time remembering. Back to the match. We're playing Guns of Icarus, not subtly taking pot shots at our fellow English speaking nations. But man, that Australia though.
Well, I think we can both agree about Australia. Bloody hell.
Oh man. Anyway, back to Guns of Icarus Online. A beautiful competitive match is spawning between SPQR and their rivals SPQR. From here on out, referred to as the red team and the blue team.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think you
what
could
were-
say. Hang
what
on a
were
minute. Which one were the Centaurians and which ones are the Praetorians? I think
Praetorians were the
Blue team, aren't they?
blue team.
Because we've been following the Praetorians all day.
Praetorians
Okay.
were the blues. The Centurions are the reds.
Right. Okay. There we have it, folks. There we have it.
The answer to all of our questions.
We figured it out.
There you go. We did it.
What's the
Thank you.
significance of... Oh, here we go. We're screwed Leggett and you're screwed Leggett. Right. Brilliant. Nicely matching names there. Apparently, the
Oh.
Praetorians have less confidence than the Centurions do.
Oddly enough, Centurions, Praetorians, and Legates are all terms for soldiers or individuals in the Roman military.
Mm-hmm. Now, I would imagine the Praetorians would actually outrank the Centaurians.
That is
being,
correct.
The Emperor's personal guard.
That is accurate.
Yeah, so there we go.
You know your history.
The
You
more
guys
you
get
know.
so smart. Where did you guys? Man, I wish I was smart.
Well, I just like to study history, dear boy. What can I say?
Where'd that pipe come from? And that deerstalker and that monocle.
I came out of the womb with it. That's the same question the doctor asked when he was delivering me. Where did that pipe and monocle and top hat come from? Also, that beard.
Son, you're too young to smoke. You're not allowed to smoke yet, son.
He pulled the pipe out of my mouth and my mother took me home. Yes, wonderful story. Anyway, Guns of Icarus.
Why are we so silly?
Map information here.
Map information. Duel at Dawn. It's a close range, heavily foggy map. And it's got a great big Leviathan type thing for people to go around. Also two sets of ribs for people to fortify in. Anyway, coming up first, we have the You're Screwed Leggett, captained by Blue. It has a Artemis carronade front and a carousel flare side. And on the Naklov Tsar, we have captained by Sapphire Sage. It is a gap mortar front and a flamer flare side.
And then on the blue team, we have Get to the Trader. Is that how that's supposed to be pronounced? Get to the Trader.
Absolutely.
Right. Okay. Which is a Artemis Caro, another carrot with Flamer Flare on the side that's piloted by Lazy Pandas. And then we have the RAS Vulcan, who we've been seeing all night, this time flying close range Mendeminian Gat Mortar with Banshee Flare on the side, piloted by Jub Jub.
Right, smashing. It looks like the Praetorians are trying to sneak underneath the boat here.
I don't think
looks like.
Can you fit under there?
Yes, of course you can fit under there.
What? What? No,
Oh my goodness, Kirk!
Yes, of course. I've been playing this game for over a year, almost a year and a half. You can.
All right, well, let's turn your volume down before your mind explodes as the RAS Vulcan goes in on the nuclear Tsar. It looks like Get to the Trader and the RAS Vulcan have managed to ambush the nuclear Tsar here, overwhelming him with focused fire. Your screwed Leggett just doesn't seem to even notice what's happened.
It's a good thing you were able to cover all that, because I'm still in shock that you can fit under the boat!
Well, that's the thing. I mean, though they didn't actually go underneath the boat that time, they managed to hide themselves long enough to get the drop on the Centurions. Well done, Praetorians.
You can go under the boat. All right, I got to get myself together. You're screwed Leggett coming in on the RS Vulcan, getting an okay ram out. Not quite able to knock guns off arc. They're just barely in.
Now, I think that it would be a utter meat grind for the red team to respawn and come in at this point. Your screwed Leggett, I believe, is not long for this world. Oh, talking of which... Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong.
Rick, maybe now it's your turn to be surprised. As the whole job dropping just now on the You're Screwed Leggett.
Well, yes.
That was a good ram. Oh, yes. Another good ram. Wow, we are seeing lots of 4 Pyramidian matches today.
Get to the Trader took way too long to negotiate that turbine there and focus fire on the You're Screwed Leggett, which allowed the Nuclear Tsar to get back in. And now Get to the Trader's in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, I think what happened there is that they were providing a flamethrower support on a ship that really needed no sort of flame locks and, engineer chaos, as all the engineers were already on full repair anyway. They would have been better off providing. And when Kirk says, the flamer wasn't really necessary, something's up.
Kirk, did you take your medicine today? You're fine. You're fine.
Yeah, the You're Screwed Leggett is down to about 2/3 permahull. So while it is tied, there is a slight advantage to the blue team. SPQR, you know what? No matter what happens, though, however this next engagement goes, I do believe SPQR will be taking the victory. Just that might be counting before we hatch again.
This is not the first time this joke has been made. I think the Ducks will win this match. You see, even in 2007, we were making this joke.
I am 2 years late to this joke.
You're so 2013, Kirk. You really are. And now the RAS Vulcan has done a great job ramming off the Screwed Leggett's arcs. And now the RAS Vulcan is taking an overwhelming amount of fire.
Where are the mortars? Are the mortars out? No, every gun is working. I don't know where the mortars were to take down the rest of the Vulcan.
I think all these ships just caught ramming into each other.
No one had arcs.
Their arcs off.
Yeah, look at this engagement. This is like Civil War style. Like they're just looking at each other, shooting across the no man's land, as the two matching ships are up and engaging each other. Unless I'm mistaken here.
Yeah, it's very evenly matched right now. Nobody quite has the advantage in this gauge. Oh, but You're Screwed Leggett trying to go right over there, Get to the Trader, trying to get the focus fire on the RAS Vulcan. It seems to be working. The RAS Vulcan's armor goes down and he's done.
Unfortunately, both of these Priminians now have their tail end to the Get to the Trader, which has an Artemis. You're Screwed Leggett is already out of engines. Its balloon is already down, and he is re-engaging on the new collab.
I don't think it would be a good idea for Get to the Trader to stick around
I don't
here
like
for
he
too long.
Left. He should have left. I agree with that absolutely. He should have taken that opportunity where he took out the engines and the balloon and just leave.
Now he's getting butt rammed. He is getting gap mortared. You see, there we go.
Yeah, You're screwed. Although, however,
but now
getting in the way of
blocking his ally.
Oh, oops. Sorry about that one. The new glove, however, has got arcs. Once Again, Artemis's are landing, mortars are going in. That's it. Right as the RAS Vulcan comes in, just in time to see his ally explode.
RAS Vulcan is committed now. He's got to get a crew.
One mortar. Wow,
ram.
that was great.
Excellent
That was
ram.
beautiful timing on that ram. That hull went down the instant before that nose cone made contact. And now they're just got their aft end to a gap mortar. I don't know if they're gonna make it out of this one okay. Oh, they held the mortars thinking that there was still some armor left, but it was just, if they had known that there was just one mortar shell left of armor in there, I think they would have continued their barrage, but they just don't have the same information we have.
No, it's very frantic when you're in there with those Pyramidians bumping into each other, and now RAS Vulcan looks like it's about to go down.
Whoa! Did you see how fast that armor came back up?
Well, they were tanking it, obviously waiting for the trader to get back in.
RAS Vulcan is in full tank mode right now.
And
Holy
now,
dang.
Get to the trader is back in here. Nuclev Tsar is trying to duck low, waiting for your screwed Legate to get back in, and now your screwed Legate is coming in from behind with a gap mortar. It could be a big oh no, it's not
the
the
screwed
mortar,
Legate
it's
is the
the
carrot.
Artemis.
Yeah.
There we go. I got mixed up there for a second. Yes, he's coming in with a carronade Artemis, and now the RAS Vulcan is coming in on the Nuclev Tsar with the gap mortar. Your screwed Legate trying to disable those guns.
Taking out the balloon on the Vulcan at this point just gives him even better arcs on the Nuclab, but it doesn't matter. Get to the trader, finishing it off with that Artemis. It'll be a matter of time before he turns around to help out his ally, who seems to be doing pretty well for himself anyway.
Your screwed Legate has overly committed here, I feel, and now he's
nowhere to go. Are we seeing a sandwich? No,
we might be seeing a Pyramidian sandwich.
He missed the
extra
sandwich.
Pyramidian.
Oh, this one. Oh, it's a slice of cake. You see the little triangle? It's a little piece
Stop
of pie.
trying to bring cake into everything.
Sorry, a piece of pie. Are you happy?
This is sandwich. This is savory, not sweet. Unless you put like candy in your sandwich, in case you're a very weird person.
Not even me.
Not even Kirk would do that. Right. In any event, looks like the RAS Vulcan here. Oh, I think they're smelling blood. If they spot the Nuclev Tsar, he's in big trouble here.
Boy.
They're coming in.
His ally should be spawning in, though, and he's probably... Yep, there it is, right in between the two of them. We're going to see a final engagement here. This is probably going to be the last engagement.
You saw that they started firing as soon as your screwed Legate spawned in. They took advantage of those few seconds, which all the crew need to run to their positions to get the slight advantage.
Oh, but, I mean, RAS Vulcan is a little... Oh, mortars are landing now! One more!
Oh,
there
we go. You
First
saw
match.
Just
First match goes to SPQR.
The few I mean, when you spawn in, it takes a few seconds for everyone to run to their positions. And while they were doing that, they started opening up with those Artemises and carronades, and they just won the engagement.
Yeah, I mean, wow. Even though the hull is right there, and it just, you got to get your orientation, pilots spawning in, you land on the ship, like, all right, here are my tools, here's everything. Just getting your bearings. Just that tiny window of time is really, I mean, at such a high level of play is life and death.
Yes, indeed. I mean, like I said, the Praetorians, sometimes it's good to just let engagements reset. It's good to be cautious, but sometimes it's just good to say, right, screw it. Let's just keep on chaining the kills before they can respawn back in.
Oh, new lobby. Great. My favorite.
Okay, right. New lobby.
We're probably gonna have to be seeing a lot of new lobbying in events, but best 2 out of 3s now with the addition of 2 more maps.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Great. Have fun.
It means we have more time to banter.
Oh boy, the banter. Actually, chat is really enjoying our banter break.
Oh well, brilliant, great. Oh gosh, well.
All right, let's see. Centurions versus Praetorians.
Twitch, unfortunately, has just put out a new rule on banter. It's actually not allowed on Twitch anymore. We cannot banter.
We can't banter?
We can't banter? All right.
Let us talk about Guns of Icarus.
Yes, Brickbot. This game is a competitive deathmatch arena-based mode where 16 players in a 2v2 scenario duke it out to see who has superior strategy, build, and skill levels.
I think there is something wrong with your vocal subroutines. You stuttered a lot there.
Yes, I am currently overclocking my system, and you can see it definitely reflecting in my
Don't talk
maximum
about your
threshold.
personal life. This is Santa.
Fortunately,
We don't care about your personal life.
Doctor Who has just filed a complaint against Rob and Dan. We can't do that
We're
anymore.
not allowed banter. We're not allowed copyright infringement. What are we allowed? Bloody hell.
We're allowed to have fruit.
Oh, I actually got a pomegranate right here.
Oh God, I've got some grapes, but they're like just out of my reach right now. Damn it!
Wow, that was a good chuckle. Whew. All right.
Take a breath or two.
Right. I think I'm,
About that fantastic Guns of Icarus game.
man, that was a good match. That was really close. The entire
That
time.
was a good match.
Identical
absolutely.
builds from the same clan. I mean, really, you can't expect anything short of a close match.
Yeah, absolutely. Those teams were quite evenly matched. Obviously, they're both highly skilled. Well, because they both. You can't undersell what a coup this is for SPQR. Both their teams have managed to get into the finals of this Sunday community skirmish.
Just someone just. I mean, what happened here? Someone just highlighted the blue team, hit Control C, moved over to the red team, and hit Control V. I mean, we've just got very near identical teams in terms of skill. Last match in terms of builds.
Yes, but I feel the more we see these Centurions, the more we see these Praetorians, the more they'll start developing their own unique identities, like the Duck teams used to.
That's what I say. Like the Duck teams or some of the Gent teams.
Or some of the Gent teams, yeah.
Mhm,
Definitely this is a very important point in the evolution of SPQR. Still a relatively young clan, as clans go.
Yeah, absolutely. This is an historic occasion, and you are present with us.
Yes, indeed. Let us not undersell how historic this occasion is. We are making history right now.
There was the question in chat of what we are allowed to talk about at this point, since copyright infringement and banter is apparently illegal now. Psycho not responding. We're allowed to plug the R&D Invitational.
R&V Invitational coming up very soon.
No,
definitely keep your eyes out for that one. SPQR. Who's showing up? The Praetorians or the other ones?
Praetorians.
All right. So yeah, this match right here. You see the Praetorians on one of these teams. I can't remember which one for the life of me. Red or blue?
Blue one.
Thank you, Brick. Always got my back. It's the blue one. Even though the red ones do go faster, the blue one will be in the R&D Invitational coming up very soon. Keep your eyes open.
As we've seen,
that's
from
five.
Melon,
that's 5. We fulfilled our contract, Brick.
As we've seen from Melon McCrabernathy, going fast does not always get you a win.
Oh,
that's going to be a little bit of friction at the Cake headquarters tonight, I feel.
Oh man, that was. Whoo, damn, that was a burn.
I could see the
and
steam
not even the good kind.
The cakes do love fire, and as such,
Oh yeah, when you burn each other, it's just a sign of love, really.
It's just. Why do you think I get so much abuse? Did you see when in that cake match when there was a pause and I poked my nose in the chat? How much abuse I immediately got?
Yes, indeed. I get a lot of abuse from my clan as well. So
speaking of your clan, Psycho also commenting that you have yet to plug the aerodrome here, Brick.
Yeah, Brick, come on, man.
Oh, come off it. We plugged the aerodrome a few times, haven't we?
Nope.
All right. Well, okay.
You got a minute. Go.
The aerodrome. Yes, everybody, please sign up for that. Either the Northern Pact or the Black Channel Coalition. You can sign up. You can sign up one ship, 2 ships, 3 ships,
red ships, blue ships,
red ships, blue ships. Yes,
old
the
ships,
only
new
time,
ships.
Yes, make it into a duck. Let me bloody plug this. You can't complain. I'm not plugging this and interrupt me while I plug it. Anyway, yes, aerodrome. It is pretty much the best thing ever. It interweaves a narrative seamlessly into the Guns of Icarus competitive capture point dynamic. You can put that on the back of the box. You should totally enter it for glory. Of course, the last aerodrome was run by the Crimson Rhino Riders. You will see the Riders once again in the aerodrome defending their grand championship. I'm very interested to see who wins that and who progresses again to be the king of the 3v3 scene in Guns of Icarus. And anyway, talking of the 2v2 scene in Guns of Icarus, this match is getting underway.
As a minor note here, important minor note before we get started with this one, the week of Thanksgiving in the United States will be a break week for the aerodrome.
Oh, that's nice.
Gilder. Sorry, I had to think of the name there for a minute. Gilder informed me last night that would be a break week.
Cool.
I see. Right. So you Americans can eat your turkeys in peace.
Delicious.
Anyway, on the RAS Palermo, captained by Blue, it is a front Artemis, left side double Artemis, right side Gatling mortar. And on the Razzmatazz, we have a left side Hades, heavy flak, lumberjack, and a right side Watcher carronade.
And on the blue team, we have the RAS Boomstick Time, which is this time a lumberfish with flamer flare to complement. And finally, the RAS Mars, which is lumberjack, heavy flak, Hades on the left, Caro Huacha on the right, with a flare gun to spare.
Now, first thing I've got to say, right? Galleon goldfish. That is not something you see often, if at all, in competitive play.
And then on your team, that junker smells quite gentlemanly. With triple art gat mortar. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, have you ever seen a goldfish and a galleon before in competitive play? Bloody hell.
I mean, if you haven't, I haven't.
Okay, and that talking of which, the goldfish is firing its lumberjack on the Palermo. Lots of fire going onto the Palermo here. Oh my goodness.
But that poor junker, just that huge balloon is lumber bait. I mean, he's just going to be eating dust any second now. There's almost nothing he can do. That might be the reason they brought the lumberfish, is so it can focus on the junker while the two galleons attempt to duke it out, which, I mean, is working so far very well.
Not a bad plan. I mean, it's quite difficult to hit that front lumberjack on a lumberfish because, I mean, it's just going back and forth all the time.
Especially
I mean, unlike dirt. Yeah, I mean, it's much easier to hit the those heavy guns on the galleon than it is to hit it on the lumberfish.
Yeah, and I think they brought that junker to take care of the galleon, the Mars, and I mean the lumberfish has just locked them down. Of course, the Artemis having horrendous upward arcs.
The lumberfish is locking down the Razzmatazz. The Razzmatazz's balloon is down.
Wow, this lumberfish is definitely working a number on both of these ships.
I mean, that's the power of the lumberjack. I mean, if you know kind of how to sort of switch it up, so like you keep both members of the enemy team's balloon down, you'll just kind of win the battle of attrition.
It's also the power of love.
Thank you very much for the Huey Lewis reference there, Dan.
Is this twitch.tv/80s references? I think we've made one too many this evening.
Yes.
Oh man. Is the front gun? It looks like while the lumberfish was focusing on the galleon, the junker was able to get up and take out the front gun on that goldfish and keep it down while he is just not able. The second it comes up, it's back down. And then it comes up, and then those Artemises lock it down once again.
Razzmatazz was just gliding down there for a very long period of time, just using drogue shoot. I mean, really, if you're going up against a lumberfish, yeah, I mean, a drogue shoot will nullify quite a few of the advantages. Talking of which, the lumberfish now is taking heavy fire. The armor went down, took some perma.
Yeah, it took a good chunk of perma out. I mean, we're seeing this Northern Fjords match be very Northern Fjords. This not Northern. Gosh, well, I've been casting too long today. This is Raiders. What is it called in the 2v2 variant?
Fight over Fjernfield.
Thank
Isn't
you.
that it?
Thank you.
There you
My
go.
gosh. My gosh. I was struggling with that one. This Fernfield match in the 2v2 variant is working very much like one in a 3v3 variant where these two teams have set up in a hallway and they're just taking.
Oh, well,
Wow.
the Junker just went down.
Where did that come from? That was it. That, ladies and gentlemen, the power of the heavy flak. Very difficult to use correctly. Very small magazine. Very funny arc. Slow travel speed. But my God, that damage.
You get a hit on the unarmored hull. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah,
That's
looking
it.
back at the replay here, I'm watching the footage on my dashboard, and it looks like that balloon on the Junker was down forever, and they
Oh,
just
wow.
put a couple shots into it really fast, went right into the hull, bam, ripped apart.
Wow. I mean.
Now
the galleon
Razzmatazz
is
about to
not
crash
far
into the
behind,
scenery.
And there's
Razzmatazz crashing into the ground.
balloon
Trying to
down.
pop rogue shoot. Razzmatazz needs to glide forward behind some cover, but the Lumberfish is pursuing him every step of the way.
I mean, despite having balloon almost consistently down and holes so very, very low, they are still taking time to take the occasional shot.
Good
like
kill.
they paid
Good
for it.
kill. They managed to kill the Razzmatazz just as the Palermo was getting back in, and now the Razzmatazz is forced to retreat. Sorry, the Palermo is forced to retreat.
Yeah, I mean, though these two blue ships are, I mean, Boomstick is hardly above. He's about 2/3 Parma, but Mars is low. Low. He is, I mean, and that especially on that galleon, a huge hull target. Battling this galleon and this triple RD junker. I don't know if he's going to be able to make it to the end of this match.
Yes, the Praetorians pulling rank on the Centurions thus far. It may be for the. Yeah, this is an awkward moment here for the Centurions. They've been caught with their pants down a bit. I mean, Razzmatazz, Palermo not in a good firing position yet.
Ooh, but I mean, that Junker very quickly spins himself to be able to get as many Artemis arc as possible. Taking a couple shots, not really landing too much.
Palermo just sort of bounced off of the galleon here. I mean, this Junker and this galleon, they're not in a particularly good position. They're kind of tripping over each other right now, and the Praetorians are taking full advantage.
Yeah, I mean, did the Mars just score a shot through this little hole?
I think it did. Either that or it arced it over. I'm not sure.
I think it went through. I was watching. If it hit the ship, then they nailed it through.
That's some pretty exceptional.
Wow! Wow!
So
Wow! Color me impressed. That was a great
Watching
shot.
the playback, I see a shot going. They went through.
Did they
Wow.
hit? Did they hit though?
Yes.
that is
Wow.
They
that
arced
is
it through.
a
I'm going to show this on stream here a second. They arced it through this tiny little hole here.
Holy crap!
That is. I mean, that's not like arcing a Merc shot through that tiny. That's a lumberjack shot. It arcs up and down.
Okay, well, we're being flabbergasted by that one incredible. I mean, he took the shot. That one incredible little shot. The RAS Mars comes around. I don't agree with this.
I don't know. I don't think it's a bad idea. I mean, Razzmatazz and Palermo are just sort of retreating, and now the RAS Mars has totally got the Palermo with its pants down.
You know what? Yeah, I do take that back. I mean, I thought the Palermo was gonna. Oh crap!
And that's the end of the Palermo.
I thought he was gonna turn around and get those Artemises on a lot quicker.
Yeah,
than he did.
if he had time to get those Artemises on, it would have been different. But I mean, if you just leave those heavy guns unsupervised, they'll kill you.
They're like small children. You leave them unsupervised and they'll
Well,
kill you.
yeah, small children, but extremely destructive small children.
While Boomstick just rides the Razzmatazz down into the valley. I mean, they're exchanging lumberjack shots. Actually, they're both going down. But Mars is coming in to give his ally a little bit of help while the Palermo spawns out.
Once RAS Mars calibrates its guns, it gets steady. More and more will start hitting the target. And I think Razzmatazz will go down. Look, lots of multiple shots on target. And Razzmatazz is just barely clinging on.
But with no balloon and no hull, not too much longer. Now, in that time, I guess the Palmero was just trying to. I don't know. He's a little high to be hiding.
I think he was sure. I wasn't sure, but now he's sure. Now he has to get the hell out of there.
Should I? Maybe no. Oh, yep. Leave. Yeah. So I mean, the galleon. Where is red spawn left or right? I don't know. I don't know on this map. It's too new. Okay. The galleon spawns right up with them. So, oh yeah, Palmero now got a good position for those the little bit better downward arcs of the Artemis, getting shots off on the Mars. One gun is down, and engine's out.
Now this is kind of close to where Palermo wants to be.
Yeah.
Long range, just sniping out those guns with the burst damage, with the burst ammo. There's Artemis. And as you can see already, like one gun of the RMS Mars has gone down, so is one engine.
And when that engineer is repairing guns and engines, he's not shooting the other heavy one downstairs.
Exactly.
So I mean, that's a boomstick time coming over the mountain. Well, I mean, he's definitely gotten himself into a position where he can shoot that lumberjack well, but he's not going so far out as that he can't get back behind that hard cover in an emergency.
Switching focus boomstick time and allowing the RAS Mark kind of get some shots on him. And I don't agree with that. He's just stuck on that gun like glue.
He lost his balloon and he's just sinking low and he can't get those Artemis into arc. This lumberfish against this Artemis junker is doing a very, very good job.
I am amazed. Again, it's just this whole night, it's feeling like it's 2013 all over again. I mean, just the lumberjack.
You're having the
I am having terrifying flashbacks of facing the paddling. Just the lumberjack and just how useful, and just how dominant it has been in this match.
You're having horrendous flashbacks, dude. Paddling was supreme back in the early days of Cake. Like, we were like, hey, you guys want to play competitive sometimes? Let's try that. Paddling, squash, squash, squash. It was not the player, the action towards us. It was.
I mean, yeah, we are just seeing. Yeah, just it's almost as if we forgot just how powerful the lumberjack can be.
Yeah, it's not like it's been nerfed and rebuffed or anything. It's just wow.
There we have the Praetorians win.
What just happened?
What? Dan, welcome to 2013. I'll be your guy. Yeah, Dan, welcome to 2013. I'm starting up this clan called Cake. You want in?
Do you guys have lumberjacks?
We got flamethrowers. Those kind of suck right now because you can extinguish a component when it's clocking.
Oh, there's this new gun called the Hades. You may want to try that out, Kirk, if you like fire so much.
I don't know. I've got my eye on the mine launcher that came out a little while ago. Anyway, being old men aside, that was
the last match today.
That was okay. So congratulations, Praetorians, right? They're the ones who won.
Absolutely. Yep. Praetorians have won the Sunday Community Skirmish. Very good job, Praetorians. You have defended the Emperor once more.
It wasn't everyone in this game tasked with defending the Emperor.
Well, I'm imagining like the Centurions, maybe they be like Republicans or something. In the Civil War analogy. It's a very complicated analogy.
Brick. I got this. Brick. Hang on, I got something. I got this. Speaking of defending the Emperor, sign up for the Northern Pact in the Aerodome tournament and fight for Yesha. I got you, man.
There you go. Yeah! Thank you for that shameless plug. I don't need to plug. I mean, you'll do it for me, Kirk. I mean, you've been doing such a good job for Dan all night. It's brilliant.
Oh, man, no, if you excuse me, I need to go into Guns Vigorous and shamelessly plug all of you people who are paying me to, my good friends.
And then don't forget your corporate tattoos after that.
Okay, got it. Do I need one for Aerodome, or do I just need an R&D on my right bicep?
No, it's the R&D on your face.
Oh, forehead? Just...
No. Your face.
Just my whole face.
Remember, left-hand side is the R. Right-hand side is the D.
It's got to be backwards. Otherwise, it'll be D and R. That just sounds dumb. Anyway,
Are you saying G and R sounds dumb? Because I might have to kill you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's been the Sunday Community Skirmish. I need to go run for my life. I'll see you all next week.
All right. See you later, guys.
That's it for us today. Thank you everyone for being here. Thank you to Brick for stepping in as well as Kirk. It was a little iffy today. We had some scheduling conflicts, but thank you everyone. We'll be back later on this evening for Chivalry with Golden Glade.
Watch some Americans playing around with swords and shields.
That we have no idea how they actually work. We don't know what we're doing at all.
Where's the trigger on this thing?
How do I shoot this?
Where's the bullet come out?
Where on the bow do I load the arrow so I can shoot it out of it?
Where's the nuclear launch codes? Is that
Where's the
written on-
laser sight on this thing? Oh my god. What the hell, dude?
Now that we have severely mocked at least half of our audience,
I'd say more than half
Both
at this
halves.
point.
We took shots at Britain. We've taken shots in America. Like, should we just do general Europe? Like, man, why is your
Nope,
continent
no,
so small? There we
no.
go. Got it.
no. But I will say Golden Glade did actually say some of those things we did mention last week when we first started Chivalry. How do you fire this thing? Yeah.
Beautiful.
With that being said, thank you for joining us here, folks. 8 p.m. Eastern is the time on Chivalry tonight, so be back here then. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Have a wonderful day. Thank you to Brick. Thank you to Kirk. Sign up for the Aerodrome. Be there for it. Make sure you tune in for the invitation as well. Good night now.
Happy birthday.